We're live in New York City.
Yep.
This is Saturday Night Live.
Alright. Welcome back, everyone. It's episode 2 of the HFL podcast. Gonna wait a little bit for people to. Oh yeah, did you send the ad out, Brayden? Let everyone know.
I
gotta
do that.
I trust you for these things.
Okay, you know what? You're earning brownie points today, but I haven't got to. Okay, now your stream says it's live.
Yep.
Now I'll send it out.
Let people file in.
What's our own Dino bot or Dino, however you want to say it?
I don't know. Could we get that set up? Does anyone care to set that up? I mean,
No, they don't like us.
They don't like us like that.
That's what we have Brayden for.
Yeah, you can copy and paste a link, can't you?
No, that's just too hard. You gotta change it. I'm tired of seeing I'm in your walls, I'm in your walls.
You don't hear audio? Why is that? Do you not hear? You really don't. What?
No, I hear audio. I just pulled up the switch.
He was just screwing with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Touche. I'm in your walls. Yep, that's true. I'm in there. All right. How many people we got here? I see 10 people. Oh my goodness. Wow, look at that. Okay.
Viewers are showing up.
Okay. Okay.
You're paying for bots now, I see.
How many of you guys?
Wait,
how many of you guys
do?
in chat are bots? Any bots in chat?
Okay, Teaspoon's here. I'm keeping a list and checking it twice.
No bots in chat.
I'm gonna write down who's in chat, just for money purposes.
I'm a bot. A lot of bots everywhere.
Dalton doesn't count.
All right. I know you guys can see my screen. You know, how about we zoom in a little bit on the action here. 150. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, like last time, can you share the screen here in the Discord?
Oh yeah, I could do that.
You know, we're not like you.
I prefer to have not have a delay.
Yeah.
No, we don't need audio.
Perfect.
There you go. You guys can look at that. All right. So, this is just gonna be we're just gonna talk about the draft. That's all there is to talk about, is there? What just happened? What just went down? That we did get through in one night, which was impressive. I don't think we ever did that last year, did we? Get through the whole draft in one night.
It was never had the time to do that.
And if we did, it was broken up into multiple streams.
Yeah. We would have been a whole lot better, drafting wise. We probably would have been done an hour earlier, but some people decided to have a bidding war over Ryan Kennedy.
Oh yeah, I was in class. I just gotten out and I saw that the draft was in like the 6th round. I was like, oh, this is probably gonna be done by the time I get home. Come back home. We're in the beginning of the 7th round, and I find out what had been going on. I was like, okay, nice. All of this over. Just scroll all the way down here. Over. Where's the man? This man. A 7th round running back.
And Brian doing what he does best, trying to
fleece people for draft picks. But yeah, I think it's time to go over this draft. Me, Sho, and Dalton will be going over our thoughts of this whole class. We're gonna go team by team, give our analysis and grades on how we think each team did. Gonna sort
this. We'll go the analytical side and tell you that we're all completely wrong and that the AI is superior to us.
But after that,
we do have the rankings.
I'm gonna sort by team here, so get a better.
Oh, ABC.
So we got them nice grouped up here to analyze. A funny thing I noticed: a lot of teams, like more than one, had like their last pick be a hidden, which I thought was kind of funny. But anyways, how about we get started here? The first team up the Arizona Cardinals. I'll lead off here. Despite how good I thought their free agency was, their draft left a lot to be desired for me. They didn't really have much high draft capital, but the picks that they did have, outside of Joey Dixon, I don't really see much here. Don't want to be too mean about it, but I'm just gonna be brutally honest here. I don't see much upside here. Taking the 2 scrub QBs, I'm not really sure what was going on there.
And they just decided to take the home state kid and Jonathan Quincy. Just bank on it. Daniel Lewis, I was looking at him in the draft. I think he'd be a pretty good carve out role. It's gonna take a few years, but Joey Dixon, he's gonna be the stud in this class for them. That's all you gotta say for them.
Gotta hope he's a stud.
This guy named Truck Flipper in the chat says that GM is trash.
That GM is trash. He ain't got nothing on that Bills GM though. Dalton, you got anything you want to say about this class? Only 5 picks. I don't think it's gonna make or break their team, but definitely not moving the needle forward at all.
Well, it's definitely not going to make the team, but I don't think it'll break it. Joey Dixon should be a good weapon for Kyler. I'll be interested to see if Andrew Anthony can become anything. But other than that, the rest of the draft was pretty meh. Jonathan Quincy and Kenny Davis, they were shots in the dark and hoping to try to find someone that could potentially, back up Kyler, and I don't think either one of them is going to stay real, to be honest with you.
All right.
Nothing really much to be said about this draft. I think.
Let's move on to a more interesting one. Our Atlanta Falcons draft. 4 hidden devs, as you can see here. I really like their top pick, Troy Shelton. He fell, and I think the Falcons got a stud there. He's going to be good.
And then Derek Patterson, he wasn't, it was a great defensive tackle class in my honest opinion. He just kind of ranked 4th and 5th. But, to get him at the value, it's not bad. It's going to take some development with him, but he does have those intangibles to become a starter one day. I actually do think he is projected to be a starter.
No, Kyler, the trade did not go through because of cap reasons. He is still in Arizona.
Yeah. And he has drafted his next brig, so this is all y'all fault.
Tell us how you really feel.
We'll talk about that. Goals here for the Jets. We'll go more in depth with that.
Michael Diggs, I think he will be pretty good, and Jason Barber,
I like that.
Also a really good pick.
Justin Carlton, that's a great pick, in my honest opinion. Because he fell so many rounds, and just to get them where they got him, out of the man out of Michigan.
Big value.
He's a good value pick, because I was looking at him 4th and 5th round, but I decided to go other options, and I was just surprised he made it to the 7th.
Dalton, thoughts on the Falcons?
I think the biggest sleeper in the class is LaJon Reynolds. I think he'll be an actually decent running back there in Atlanta, even though he's normal dev. He had some really good skills from what I could see. When he drafted him, I'd be intrigued to see what he does. Michael Diggs, I think, is probably the biggest weapon. Troy Shelton was my number 2 middle linebacker going into the draft. He turned out to be exactly that, 1 or 2. Pretty interchangeable there with Stanaway. But Barber was a good steal as well at 102. So I think Atlanta had a really, really good draft here.
What up, big sir?
Oh yeah, do we want to give out letter grades? We should do that for.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, we just did that. Let's go back to the Cardinals for 1 second. Give our letter grades. I'll give it a C-.
I was gonna say C- or D+.
Yeah, I was gonna D+.
D+.
I got a D+ on that one.
And for the Falcons, I will give this class. I'll give it an A-. I'm really big on Troy Shelton. I think he's gonna be pretty big on their defense.
Looking at it, I was gonna say B+. I'm gonna give them the A-. Then I'm gonna give them that nod. It's right at 90.
I think it's also an A- as well, just because of some of the later round sleepers they've got there.
But I'm gonna write this down. What we think.
All right, yeah, keep it for posterity.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the Baltimore Ravens. they took a couple players that I wanted for my team. Well, mostly one, but a lot of normal devs here, except for their last pick, which I thought's really funny. Their last pick ends up being a hidden.
I actually like this draft because, past year everything was all about devs. We're at the early stages of this where everybody has a fair opportunity. Like when Hill was going over like the stats and stuff, like best man coverage, hit power, and all that. Person that stood off to me was Kareem Samuel, their first round pick. He's an athletic freak. I think he's like 6'5", like 280. Like, don't be fooled by the dev. I think he's gonna start day one in Baltimore. Then another one that caught my eye was Mark Morris, halfback out of Wisconsin. He is exactly what a Wisconsin running back is. They're going to be trying to truck over you. They're going to break a lot of tackles, and with the way the Ravens play IRL, I think he's going to be perfect. And then Christian Dawson, the man out of New Mexico, the player that I wanted, he hits hard. That's all he does. So that's kind of the Ravens, forte. If you got Ed Reed in the past, I'm not comparing him. I'm just saying this man hits hard. And then Lionel Fuller, hidden dev,
offensive lineman that late. Yeah, that's
a.
I do want to highlight Brian Gordon. That was the guy.
Yes, that's one of the many.
That was a tight end that I was looking at. He had a really nice combine. I think they got a player there. He can be something.
As I said, they got a lot of value guys with the team. Super Bowl contending team already. With Lamar Jackson at the helm. These guys are gonna be good to develop.
Dalton, thoughts?
Overall, I don't think it's that great of a draft. It wasn't a bad one though, considering where they picked. I think I loved Mark Morris going into the draft as well, and I think he's a solid pick. If Seattle needed a running back, he would have been. But yeah, no, overall, I start off the ranking. I'll give it a C+.
I'll give it a B-. I'll go a little bit higher.
I was gonna say B-.
Look at me and Braden on the same page. We're sharing the same brain cell.
Copycats.
Okay, on to the I do a little thing out of personal interest where I plug these classes into a algorithm that I designed to get like a draft score. It doesn't account for devs, mostly because they weren't all revealed to us, but I'm probably going to recalculate later. But this Bills class came out as the lowest score, and I kind of agree. I'm not really seeing anything here that I like very much. Besides maybe Trey Howard. He's for a 7th rounder. He's all right.
The tight end I wanted, and to find out he was one of the worst, kind of made me feel better that I dodged a bullet. That's all I gotta say. I am sorry, Polk, but so far this is the worst one so far.
I'd give it a D-. I don't think there's really nothing here.
I'm gonna say Trey Howard, he saves it from being an F. It's D-.
Yeah, this draft class for me, the only real shining spot there is Tuparello. The really solid tight end. The offensive line guys, I don't think are going to be bad, but I don't think they'll be stars in the league. I don't even think they'll make a Pro Bowl or All Pro. So, yeah, definitely a D-.
D-, all right.
I didn't get in until round 7. Well, whose fault is that, huh? Call your commitment into question, Polk. Man, the people who are getting broken by Cap, the Carolina Panthers, only 4 picks. They did sneak in a hidden dev with their 7th rounder somehow. So that's definitely going to save this from being awful.
And they got themselves a starting quarterback.
Wonder how North Carolina fans feel about that. I know he had a checkered past at that school.
They're probably thinking, wait, are we allowed to cuss on here, or how
vulgar are you gonna get here?
It was gonna be the F bomb. It was gonna be how the F did we get stuck with this man again? I thought we got rid of him. Because many UNC fans, they're Panthers fans, so local area, and you just see this dude is drafted after the hell that he.
Inflicted.
I'm not gonna blame. I blame Dre Bly.
Good lord.
I blame Dre Bly. I'm still high on
They
Ridgeway.
they can't escape him.
They can't escape him.
Yeah, Kurt Moore, whatever, I don't really care. Ridgeway and Joseph are like the only guys I could see being anything. Even though
I'm gonna say
I personally don't
I-
think Ridgeway is gonna work out, but that's just my opinion.
we'll see. But the way that team's looking, they went all in last year, and
Aren't they still like 30 million
-30.
above
Yeah.
the cap?
Negative 30. And
Oof.
some of those contracts don't expire for a while.
Yikes.
Zadarius Smith, not this year, but next year he's making $20 million.
Yikes. How do they,
Yeah.
man? How do they get in that deep a pit?
I don't.
Really makes you wonder.
Like they added in a few, but to be that bad, and you sell your future, they're trying to trade up into the top 10, and from what I heard, the executives of the league were like, just give up. Just give up.
Yeah, I think overall I don't think it's a bad class, but there's not much there. So with that much sustenance, I don't feel like this draft class can go that high in ranking wise. But I think they hit some really key notes. I mean, having a rookie quarterback that could help that cap situation. Finding a decent stud wide receiver in the late rounds with the dev, that's always a good hit. Kurt Moore, I think he popped off the tape. I think he's got some good numbers when it comes to attributes. But I think overall, I think the only two real takeaways are Ridgeway and Joseph, unless Fields and Moore show up. But
So what are y'all's rankings
hard.
for this?
C minus?
Yeah,
Nah.
C minus from me.
C minus. That's going D plus.
D
So
plus.
C minus.
Or
You said
none
D
of
plus?
it. D plus, I think he said.
D plus.
Yeah,
Oh,
D
okay.
plus. D.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if Ridgeway pans out, I'll bite that bullet. But I don't
Yeah, me
even
too.
see him lasting like two more drafts, and then they'll draft another guy.
Yeah, I'm the same opinion. Anyways, next team that had a low-key pretty good draft, I would say. The Chicago Bears only had 5 picks, but their
they got
first
weapons.
2 are good. Hans
got
Brolo
weapons
and
on
Joaquin Rios. Really like those
Probably
picks.
the best hands in the class.
I
better
do
than
hate the Bears, but I have to respect those picks.
I'm supposed to hate them, but
Also, Ty
This is
Parker,
pretty
not
good.
bad either.
this was a good class.
Roach is a pretty solid outside linebacker as well. I think he'll be decent without Dev and everything. I think he could dev up within a couple seasons.
I want to really
But
go.
I think Hans Brolo is the gem of this class, though. I don't think it's really that close. I think it's just Hans Brolo. You can't. I mean, the guy's got a massive catch radius. He's 6'8". He's got hands that rival Larry Fitzgerald from what you're seeing on tape, and it's just really hard to not like him. He's slow, but that's not his job. But he
Yeah,
does everything on the field. He's a blocker. He catches everything. I mean, you just can't really beat a tight end with those skills. I'm sorry, you can't.
And they got him
I
in the
was-
second round.
I was thinking about him with my pick, but it's just one of those
I
situations.
wouldn't have taken him that early.
I
I
probably
like him, and I
will.
thought he was worth the talent when he got picked. But I personally wouldn't have taken him that early. I
I,
also didn't need him though, so
I was, but there was just one dude that I needed. He would have been a luxury pick for me. Sure, it's a position of need I need right now, but in a way, I needed another position to fill. And his speed was kind of a red flag for me, but that's
His
just the way I scheme teams.
All about the speed. I like this class. I'm gonna give it a B. That's solid B for
B.
me.
I'm gonna say B.
yeah, I'll go B as well.
All right, Bengals. This team graded out very high on my draft score metric, and judging by their first 3 picks, honestly, their first 4 picks, Allen McAllister doesn't look bad either.
No, he's a starter for some teams in this league.
Underwood, Warbridge, and Dewitt, all solid, really good picks. Especially Davion Dewitt, that's really good value. Getting a hidden dev tight end in the 3rd round. Nice.
I say A minus.
I just give it an A. I really like their class.
Top to bottom, Allen, and then it's just, I love it.
Allen McAllister being that backup to Joe Burrow. Denver Warbridge slotting in as finally getting a corner that can hopefully, you know, be a difference maker out there. Some more help on that offensive line. Kevin Underwood.
Underwood fell. He was supposed to be good. I'm gonna give it.
He was the 8th overall pick, but
Yeah. I'm gonna give it an A minus.
I'm giving it an A. I really like their class.
Yeah, I think overall, I think they didn't really have a bad pick in their draft. I think Davion Dewitt's a steal at 80. Denver Warbridge, I think, will be a solid corner. Potentially corner 1, but I think he'll start out in the slot. I think it makes more sense. But yeah, A minus.
A minus. All right. The Cleveland Browns.
I don't like this class.
Yeah, not a lot that I'm like.
See, they had a
Besides
lot of
maybe,
picks, too.
I will say Travis Adams I think has some promise, but the rest here leaves a lot to be desired. I'll be honest. I'm not seeing too much that I like outside of Adams.
I like Nick Baker. I think Nick Baker will be solid. I actually don't like Travis Adams. I think he was reach at 104. I think Travis Adams deserved probably more to be at 147.
Yeah, I was going 5th rounder for him. I thought Basham was better out of the 2.
There was a lot of other corners on the board that were better than Travis Adams that went later.
But I see him as a good slot.
I think he could be a good developmental piece, but I think he's going to be relegated to special teams for a while, in my opinion. I mean, he's probably going to start because of custom bias, but I think overall, I think he'd be at best a solid special teamer, in my opinion, for the first couple of years.
But honestly, if we're looking at drafts, Flo had a very terrible draft, but they only did that with a few picks, and it was later. Browns here had more picks than them, about the same team comes in with, and I feel like they just swung and missed.
Yeah, they definitely shit the bed.
I'd probably say F.
I
don't know.
I'd give it a D.
Yeah, I agree. I'll give it a D.
I'm giving my first F of the day.
First F of the dang.
Dang, that means there's going to be more.
First F.
Probably.
There will be more. All right, the Dallas Cowboys are up now.
It's a Cowboys draft.
A very interesting class, I will say. I do like Robbie Ford. That's a good pick. At 28, that's a very fine pick. Jeremy Price in the 3rd round, a little early, I would say. I'm not sure if I would have pulled the trigger on him that early,
Cowboys
but
pick. I was in the draft.
they're in love with the bruising power of Jeremy Price.
For me, it's a solid B. I can't really
B grade for you.
I can't really complain. It's not extraordinary, but it's not bad. Like Robbie Ford is going to carry this, and Jeremy Price. It's Cowboys. They're going to run him into the ground for 3 seasons, and
I think overall, I think Robbie Ford. I'm a big Robbie Ford stan. You guys know that.
Yes, we do.
But I think he'll be a really solid addition to Dallas. I actually really like Chris Presley. I loved his attributes that were revealed during the draft. He looks like a very solid safety. Jeremy Price will be a good 1-2 punch with Zeke.
since they lost Tony Pollard in free agency.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, he's still in free agency. So they could technically get him back, but Brigham Cooper, I think, was a decent depth lineman pick at 124. I don't like their last 2 picks though. I thought they were both terrible picks.
Just
But
scrub
all things
linebackers.
together there, yeah. I think all things gathered there, I'll give it a B minus.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat there. I think B minus is probably the right grade there. Not crazy
Really
about the
top
class, but
heavy.
it's not terrible. I think Robbie Ford's going to be very good.
Ooh, this one's a interesting one.
Oh, I know their
Some people in-
GM.
Yeah, their GM. Some people in Denver weren't feeling too highly about their class, but
The Denver
I
Broncos.
share the same feelings as them. But certain guys, they jump out there like LeBlanc.
Lucius LeBlanc, running back out of Ohio State.
I honestly don't know who's the fastest man in this class because there's so many speedsters in this class, but he definitely has a case to be the fastest.
Guys injecting caffeine or something into their veins.
Honestly, I feel like this draft class, I feel like the time. They
Oh,
weren't
how?
timing it
Oh,
correctly.
I do wanna say, how do we feel about the Lucas Key pick? Because he does have that hidden dev. He does have that.
What? And they're not a big fan of Russ, the new GM that came in. He's not a fan of Russ.
He
He
hates
got rid of
Russ.
Nate.
He hates him.
He hates Russ. He cleaned it out. Got rid of Nate Hatchett. Brought in, Max Howell and I could honestly Lucas
Max Hauser?
Hauser.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Max
my
Hauser.
bad. I'm sorry.
Man
He
doesn't even know his
didn't have
NFL coaches.
look.
Crazy.
He didn't have a memorable career to
Poor
remember.
Russ.
He didn't have a
Hey,
memorable.
you
career.
leave Maxwell Hauser out of this, okay?
He didn't have a memorable career. He doesn't deserve to have his last name, pronounced correctly.
Dang. Dang.
No one overall bust.
Hey,
We ain't got no
overall
picks.
here.
The one guy I'm looking at here, I did like Andy Bowie. I feel like that's not a bad pick
Yes.
there. I liked his
Yes.
combine. I think he's gonna be all right. Maybe he becomes a starter, not right away, but he's gonna be good. I think.
Hill right now is shipping, and he's saying he sees it turning to the future. They capitalize on O line, and then the QB followed up with that O line. It's not bad. You got the pieces. It's just when are you ready?
Oh man, in the
trigger
chat,
on
Hauser
this
was the biggest bust of HFL 22.
That's a.
That's a debate for another day, but I don't want to open that can of worms tonight. I don't think.
I
Save that for
think
another
Lucas
show.
Key. I think Lucas Key will end up being the starter in a couple seasons, if not next season, if they find a way to get rid of Russ.
The
But
fourth
I think-
round
I think-
guy.
See, that's the thing.
Dude,
Are they ready to pull the
He's
trigger?
got all the skills, though. He's got all the skills that are required to be that guy. And he's got Maxwell Hauser as his head coach. I mean, he's got a quarterback. He's got a quarterback that's a quarterback coach, the quarterback's league. I mean, can you really find something better? I mean,
But-
how many quarterback gurus do you know in the league that are successful NFL quarterbacks?
Teaspoon
But
is
the
name one.
projecting his pain in the chat.
It's not Tito. He didn't go no one overall. Oh boy.
Hauser slander will
I'm
not be
just saying.
tolerated. Oh man.
Different
Oh, man.
conversation for another day. But mostly, if you're the Broncos, what do? You're paying Russ a lot of money, and there's a lot of teams in this league that's not going to take on that contract. I don't see anyone really taking on Russ at this point in his career. But you have a budding young star. Are you willing to eat that money and just have Russ on the bench? That's the question for another day.
Since had a better career than Hauser. Dang. Them's fighting words. Oh man.
Well,
Okay, anyways,
yeah,
That's my
enough of
question,
the Broncos class. Let's get on to something a bit more interesting.
Oh, we
hold
didn't
on,
grade
hold
it,
on,
dude.
what's our grade?
Oh yeah, our grades. I'll give it a. I don't hate it, but it's not really moving the needle all that much for me. I'll give it a C.
I was gonna say C plus. If Lucas Key can
Yeah.
be the future guy,
I could go as high as B minus.
B minus.
so B minus. Alright. So that was our first, I would say, drastic one of opinions, within change, because it was C plus, and B minus.
All right.
This one.
The Detroit Lions. The name in the game here
Terrible
was
draft.
Speed.
I hate it. I can't.
Speed.
I hate
A lot of
Detroit.
speed here.
I hate Detroit. It's like the Bears.
You hate
The
Detroit.
NFC North. The NFC North had a great draft all around. It's speed. It's
I mean, are you
Skylar
guys
Young,
with the team
They
below?
picked up their franchise quarterback and Marcus Armstrong.
that was a swerve. I will admit.
The
Swerve the
smokes-
entire media. When I saw that announcement, I saw that name, I had to, do a double check because I'm not gonna get us canceled here. But I thought, Detroit had a different style when it came to a quarterback.
Oh.
Yeah, I was confused. I thought there was a Marcus Armstrong in the draft class that wasn't a quarterback that I didn't know about, and I was taken aback.
That is the question. Will he be the next Letterman? I thought they were going a different route and pick the next Letterman, but this is I don't know. It's a good smokescreen. Now, pick 19, I knew that one. They were leaking it for days that they love this prospect, and he's a behemoth, like
7 foot, 361 pounds of pure even though he's not all that strong.
Pure draft plus.
Pure draft plus. A pure Wisconsin testosterone.
Corn-fed country boy. He's a corn-fed country boy.
And then Skylar Young and Aaron Chavez are both absolute burners.
I love the Armstrong pick. I love it. But the Skylar Young, I had that man at higher as a 6'6", and he's a blazer. That Armstrong and Young, that is going to be hell for me.
I was about to say I liked the Armstrong pick a lot better after they got Skylar Young and Aaron Chavez. It bolstered the Marcus Armstrong pick a little bit more because they actually gave him some legit weapons.
Now I don't know what they're gonna do with Tavian Jackson. Like, he seems like a power back, but
he'll be the third down back, almost guaranteed.
Probably. I don't see. That's the thing. That's up to their GM.
Well, actually, though, because I don't think so, because they've got.
Yeah, they got Swift.
Swift. So Swift's going to be the primary, so I could see Chavez being your third down back and potentially Tavian Jackson getting power back roles.
That's what I was thinking. So a 3 running back
system.
So
3 running back system could be very interesting.
Possible.
I don't know how it would work out.
Brandon Hill, also another burner, added in the.
He's 21. I think that's his age. I would play him from day one. You don't want to waste that.
Yeah. He's also another
I could see him being a
97 speed. Tons of burners in this class for Detroit. The rest of the picks were very meh.
Oh yeah.
I would give it A-.
A-. Yeah, I just for the Marcus Armstrong and those 2 weapons, I feel like that's really solid. John McKenzie, like, his ceiling.
The ceiling
is absolutely dominant.
But his floor is super low.
So it's a boomer bust.
Very, very high risk pick. But
same thing with the Tavian Jackson pick though too.
And that's,
I feel like that's a very but still though. I mean, there was other guys that they could have gotten on the board. They didn't need to double down on. Oh, technically, it's triple down on running back with their team.
The best fullback in the league if they ever make
but hold on, that's what I'm saying. He could be a potential boom player, but he's also got I think he's got a higher chance of being a big time bust player at the 4th round when they could have went out and got something different. They could have went out and got something like a position of need or, something about that. And, who is the running back too?
Yeah, who's the running back too? But I think preseason, I feel like this time around, we slowed down. We got through year 1 quick. Year 2, I think it's just going to be more customs. Everyone, bigger league, more eyes on the customs coming in. Preseason is going to be very important now. Teams are going to want to see their prospects. But in the day, that's Hill's call. But we got to preseason is going to be, as Yoni would say, preseason MVP. He want to see the stat. Honestly, I'm with that notion right now.
2 running backs in a row is questionable to me. I think the rationale is that they lost Jamal Williams and Craig Reynolds. They lost a lot of
depth.
Yeah, building back the depth through the draft.
So Dalton, what would you say? Because we got A-.
I could see a potential of it being a solid A- class if the other side of those top 3 players there, not John McKenzie, but the top 3 rated players there in that class, if they all boom, then I could see definitely being an A-.
So A- your final?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. On to another NFC North team, the Green Bay Packers.
L draft.
Actually, no, because once I was seeing... hold on, I was seeing that they had a lot of rookies on the O-line, though.
It's not garbage to me.
I know Carlos Nixon, he looks to be good from what I was seeing.
and to pick up Dion Flynn, a hidden dev
And I think,
corner out of Fresno
and I
State
think,
in the 7th round.
and I think Cameron Branch is pegged to be a starter, or he's gonna get playing time. So it's one of those. Jermaine Johnson, 76 overall running back. Great pick. Wrong team when you got AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, so he's kind of buried on the depth chart.
But he's talented, so it's one of those.
That's a very L pick in my opinion. Going with a guy like Jermaine Johnson there, it doesn't make any sense. It's almost like the Jordan Love pick.
So I was right. Branch day one, so they got 2 day one starters.
Yeah, Branch and Nixon will be solid. I don't know about everybody else though. I think
another
that's the
Fresno
only
State
two
guy.
bright spots.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mason, another Fresno State guy.
Johnson's supposed to be that dude, but he just went to the wrong team.
Yeah, he's not going to be that dude here unless he gets traded.
Yeah,
and I just don't. I could see as high as B minus, but I like C plus better.
All right, C plus. What about you, Shane?
C plus sounds about right. I won't disagree with that. Oh, interesting class coming up here to talk about.
Statistically, on your formula, they had the #1 class, but honestly, they were carried by the top 2. Now, Jake Love.
No, 2 of the top 3. It's definitely the top 3 there.
Yeah, top 3 carries.
It's just Mackey and Love are the 2 big guys. Kalen Alexander is all rating, and I don't know if it's gonna attribute to the field.
I don't know. His combine was crazy good.
I was getting rumors, a lot of people, if you were in the top, you were perplexed when they said that they weren't going quarterback. That's what the rumor mill said, that they were going cornerback, like probably the cornerback or O-line with their 2nd overall pick after they traded down with Seattle. And you know what? I don't hate it because the man is fast. He's Deion Sanders and Jalen Ramsey type of beat. And then the 2nd round, you get Adrian Mackey. Hey.
He's got a noodle for an arm, man.
But he's accurate, though. So he could get you a good 10 and 20 yards, baby.
His ceiling is Alex Smith. That's not a very good ceiling.
I will say I do like their a couple of their 3rd rounders, Melvin Phillips and Kemba Digby. I feel like are both solid players.
I
think Kimba Digby will be a solid player.
Kurt Scott.
I actually like Jake Love though.
Kurt Scott, I love that pick. 6'2", 229, but he's fat. He got a great combine. That was a player I was definitely upset about because he would have fallen to me if Garrett was present for the draft and wasn't autoed. Real tears, man. What's the rating?
I'm giving this an A minus. I really like the class.
I say A minus for me.
Kalen Alexander, even with the normal dev, like his combine is so crazy. If that can translate to the field, man, they got a player.
But do you think he's in the top 3 pick, let alone top 5 pick?
Yes, I mean, that's hard to say for a corner, but man, his speed is just speed and coverability. I think he's worth the hype. Until he proves me wrong, I think I'm going to assume he's that guy.
He's got great height too with him. That man is a specimen.
I'm going a B. I think it's way too top heavy. I think you basically have 3 players and then the rest of the draft, and I don't think that's enough to go much higher.
Fair enough.
What does the comment section say about that?
Alexander with that 99 speed going to be interesting. Yeah, I agree.
Damian Rose hype. Ooh. I would say more hype than Damian Rose.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Staying in the AFC South, we're going to be staying in the AFC South for a bit. Indianapolis Colts, low-key, pretty nice draft from them. I like all their first 4 picks. I like all 4 of those first picks.
I love it. The Damian Page, I did have him pegged as a 3rd Kentucky, in that room. But he's still quality. With him and Michael Pittman, perfect role. Now, quarterback, They gotta find that, but they got Zach Wilson.
From a trade with the Jets.
Yep.
So he's gonna be their quarterback now.
But
Matt Smith pick. No Dev, but I think he's a solid player. I don't think they got a bum.
I give this class a B. I like it.
I'd give it a B plus. It's
B
sneaky,
plus?
under the radar for me.
You, Dalton?
I like B. I think that Ostrander, Page, and Matt Smith are the really only highlights in this class.
Don't sleep on
Taggart
Lauren
Durson
Rivero.
has a chance. but
Rivero's nice.
his numbers look good, but he's not at the caliber of Smith, Ostrander, and Page. So
We will see.
Now, Jacksonville, a lot of picks to look over, but I love the draft. O-line, protecting Trevor Lawrence, your investment. God, they hit it out the park here.
Look at all that O-line. Look at it.
And-
Look at
and then
it.
you got Jay Miller, I wasn't too high on, but he's got potential. He's got the intangibles. Ryan Kennedy, we all know about that bidding war.
They
He's got
picked-
his
they
stars
picked a
in the
punter.
O-line.
Gotta respect that. They picked a punter. What a move.
I like this class.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
The first
The first 3 picks, getting that kind of beef on the O-line, that's almost an instant. Like, this is just gonna be an A from me. I can't not give it that grade. It's an A, straight up.
So here, listen to me. Hear me out here, okay?
Alright.
You have 3 offensive linemen going within the top 30 picks, all 3 of which are day 1 starters.
Mhm.
Now, the back-to-back strong safety, not really sure on that one. Right? Luis Gutierrez looked great. DJ Wills looked good. Jay Miller looked good. Ryan Kennedy looked good. I think I'm going to throw out my first A+.
A plus, man.
You got it. You got the guys that you needed to help boost.
I
Trevor
think
Lawrence.
I'll upgrade mine to an A plus too. This is an A plus class. Getting 3 starters on the O line, especially at both tackle positions.
I'm gonna give my first
Yeah.
A.
A plus solely for Kennedy. Yeah, that saga that was interesting. I didn't even get to see the whole entire Ryan Kennedy story. Kind of sad I missed it. He said A plus.
A plus. I said I'm getting my
Yep.
first A of the day. Well, A. You know, I'm a strictly. I like it. That means it's the best class for me so far.
Kansas City. I don't hate this class. It definitely wasn't as good as their free agency, of course. I think Shannon Russell is a good player. I think Alan Basham could be a nice player. Jonathan
Russell
Hamilton,
moved,
Charles
outside
Lewis,
linebacker.
okay.
Okay. outside
Demetrius
linebacker.
Lamb,
That's-
also a guy I would
That's
look
weird.
at.
Why would Russell move to outside linebacker?
Well,
Kansas City
I
doesn't
guess-
run a
I
3-4
I guess we'll have to wait.
unless they're moving to a 3-4.
I guess we'll get those answers in a few from the GM because he is actually pegged to be on this show in a few.
True.
GM
I think
interviews,
they've got-
boys. Stick around. We're gonna be talking to
This-
people. Man, look at
this is
that.
why you join the show.
14 viewers in the chat. Look at that. I think that might be a record. I don't think we've had
Sub
this
up,
much.
people.
Sub up.
But
Oh.
okay, so what's our grade? I would.
This next team, I want to talk about it.
C. Or what-
I'll give it a C
Hold on.
plus. I'm not crazy about the class. It's not. I don't think it's gonna move the needle all that much. At least not in year 1.
I actually really like Simon Moss, though. We didn't talk about him. I like Simon Moss. I thought his numbers looked good. I'll go as high as a C plus. Yeah.
B plus. I had C plus.
This one, the biggest head shaker to draft. I think we all unanimously agree. You have Justin Herbert, who's some.
They
say
want to
top
give
3.
up on Justin Herbert.
They want.
Oh my God.
They said Kyle Williams is a day 1 dude. Their GM said practically he's the star. I'm like, the class. I wasn't big. I'm not a big fan of. I don't. It's I love Kyle Williams. I hadn't pegged him come into this past season as the #1 guy. He's fallen. I blame that a lot due to the Kentucky staff. But the Chargers and what? I'm not saying I hate the pick. It's just Justin Herbert exists.
Oh yeah. Also another guy that I do like.
I dislike the pick very much.
I do like Terrence Keller. That's a sleeper pick from this class for
Greg
them.
Underwood is as well. Greg Underwood's a solid tackle.
I think
He'll be a solid tackle.
What are y'all's?
I can't get over the rationale of picking Kyle Williams to just straight up oust Justin Herbert. I would have thought he would just come in to be a backup, but no, they want him to be the guy. Under that rationale, I can't rate this higher than
I was saying
a
D+.
C+. I really
Ooh.
like Keller. I think Kyle Williams is good.
Well, I just gave out my first A+ grade earlier. So let's give out my first F. This is an F. This is an F. And the only reason why is because of the Kyle Williams pick. This class is an F. That is the stupidest he could have ever made. It doesn't make any sense. You have an all-pro quarterback already. Why would you go out and draft a quarterback, another one, at 27 in the first round? I could see 91 being the quarterback there and getting a need pick at 27. This class is an F. I don't get it. I don't like it at all.
Big sir, do not say interesting. You are negative 30 million in cap space. Give up.
It's not gonna happen. Give up. Okay, the other LA team, who I think I like the Dante Diggins pick a lot. Anthony Decker, hidden deaf fullback in the 7th round. Let's go, out of Oklahoma.
That's nice for me.
Honestly, I don't really have any complaints here. I think it's a good for what the Rams are working with their draft capital. Pretty good. I'd give it
for an auto computer class. It's a solid class for auto computer. Not gonna lie at all.
B-. I mean, it's not gonna change their team, but B-. I have no problems with this class.
I'll sit with B- as well. I like that.
I know Hill's gonna love this.
I actually like the deck. I love the Decker pick, by the way. That's a super solid pick.
Solid.
At 166.
Off ball.
I actually really wanted Decker, but I already got my linebackers with Braun and Boucher, so Decker just didn't really fit. So
I know Hill's gonna love this next pick, man. This next team. I absolutely love this draft.
Yeah, great draft.
Hoku, my number one guy. To the 7th
Hoku
pick,
Akanalahea. Out of North Carolina, 7th overall edge rusher.
The Nate in the 2nd round,
technically an edge, but he's more of just a hybrid D line. We don't really know what to do with him. He's classified as a left end, but we don't know.
They love themselves some SEC teams and ACC, of course. And,
Nate Gutierrez, Derek Clayton. That is a nice pick. I was looking at him like I don't need a tackle, but I was looking at a guy like, man, I really like his measurables. He could be something really special in this league. The class kind of tapered off after the 4th round, but it's solid. B+.
Whaley's not a solid pick. Not a bad pick at all. Whaley was a good pick. I think the rest of it was pretty bad.
I said after the 4th round, Whaley was included in my good picks.
Oh, there you go. My bad.
I like the lineman idea. I like Nate, Derek, Jared. I just like the whole idea of it. And then Hoku.
Yeah, I like Hoku at 7. No, any higher than 7, I might not have liked it as much, but I think Hoku at 7 is a solid pick. It's a neat pick. It works. I'll definitely give it a B+.
B+.
B+ from me.
Miami.
Oh, this team.
I like this. I like the first 2 picks. AJ Montoya was
Ryan Armstrong is a sneaky pick at 86. Matt Cantrell, I think he's going to be fine. I don't know if Matt Cantrell is ever going to be like dominant, but I think he's going to be a solid pro, if that makes sense.
He has the hype to be dominant. Some Aaron Darnold comparisons that we were getting our last stream. But
AJ Montoya,
That's
also
a man
also
right
also
there.
a guy that I like. No Dev, but I think he's gonna be perfectly fine.
Agreed.
Ryan Armstrong, he could carve out a role. They don't
Agreed.
really have running backs. But
And I think one of the best names in this draft, Melvin Dude.
he's just that dude. I give this class a solid B.
Yeah,
I'd go B minus.
I'll agree.
I'm a little bit lower than
I'll
you,
go
but
B.
B minus for me.
Well,
It's just
I think it's
not.
once again another case of top heavy.
Mhm.
I mean, with Cantrell and Montoya, it's super heavy at the top. Ryan Armstrong's a solid pick at 86, but the rest of the draft was left a little bit to be desired for
It gives me
where they were
cowboy
picked.
vibes, kind of like it's solid. It's just
All right. Another class that's near and dear to one of our hearts anyway. I have a visceral reaction. I want to puke looking at this, but
I felt the
F.
same with you too. F.
F. I'm just kidding. You
all
got
right.
to, man.
The
You
Minnesota
got it.
Vikings. Their class, pretty solid. I will give credit where it's due. It's good class. They picked two
All
running backs.
starting,
Both out. They picked 3 Hawaii players. I'm sure there's no reason for that.
Hey, Jimmy Burgess, one of his dudes.
Kareem Patton and Chris Baker were the other first-round picks. Chris Baker falling to 29 is crazy.
He was not even on my board because I
Oh
thought
yeah,
he was going to be
29
gone.
for Baker.
He wasn't
I
on
don't
on my
understand that
board
at all.
either because I thought he would have gotten
80 overall, 98 speed, 98 speed, hidden depth. Finally, someone to match up with what the hell they're doing in Detroit, man.
I think Chris Baker was easy top 15 pick, and he just didn't get picked. And the only thing that confuses me about this draft class is the 2 running backs. I don't get it.
1, 2,
but
Patton, he's gonna need a breather. Lewis is gonna be a third down back.
Oh yeah, you don't have Cook anymore, huh?
Nope. So and
Oh,
Madison
okay.
left. So
That
I
makes
needed
more-
a
that-
shipped his ass off
Okay,
to
that
Philly.
makes more sense then.
I did,
That
and that
makes
is
a lot
how.
more sense then.
Yeah, that's why. Literally everyone on this day, LaRue, he's gonna be depth, but Cristiano is gonna be punt return, kick return. We're gonna try to find him in some packages
Fast
for
dude.
wide receiver.
Fast dude.
Jermaine is starting, one of the best tacklers in this draft and one of the hardest hitters. Lance O'Reilly is one of the best tacklers.
Now is it
Thanks,
Law Row or LA Row? That's what I want to
don't
know.
know.
Is it? I don't know. Someone needs to clarify that because we were perplexed filling this out.
Yeah.
That'll have to be a gold question.
Yeah, if he's in here, if
because I'm not
anyone who
sure.
knows would like to answer, I
Because it
would
is-
very
because it
much
is-
appreciate that. I can edit it right now, but
There's some.
Submitted custom.
this
so
this is
it's where I
a
don't know what
this
they
is
were going
an A minus class for me. Actually, no, A class because Chris Baker getting him at 29 is that's stupid. That's stupid. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
gotta,
like
that's
A.
highway robbery.
I'm going A. It's just literally everyone's going to be playing. As I said, Greg Lewis is going to be RB2. He's going to get plenty of snaps. My linebackers are playing day one. Cruthers is actually moving to strong safety. He's going to be starting there.
All right, Minnesota.
Don't you have Kyle Hamilton?
No, that's Ravens.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you're right. My bad. Wrong team. Yep.
Oh boy.
That's where he was projected to go all season. That's right.
He's going to freeze the league.
He's going
Don't
to.
you know? That's what. Hold on. I gotta pull out the headline quotes that showed up after the draft. Hold up. Y'all guys keep talking. I'll get my quote.
Okay. This class, the Patriots, first draft class under questionable management. We'll just say that. Michael Jackson, famous pop singer Michael Jackson, goes 22nd overall to the Patriots. I don't think he'll be awful. I don't think he's a real game changer, though. I'll be honest. Ezra Frost, though, I will give credit there. I think that was a genuinely decent pick. He's he's not fast at all, but he is probably the most physical wide receiver in this class. Probably
He's got super solid hands.
solid hands. He can box you
I
out.
think he'll-
Very strong.
Yeah, but the rest of the class though,
Steve
after
Park's
him
pick is I'm not a fan of that. He probably should have fell
Hmm.
even farther. I did not
You
like
not
him.
not liking a Michigan.
He's one of the Michigan players that I was like, yikes. At Combine was not good.
The only other pick that I actually see as solid in this class is the Brian Day pick. I don't think Brian Day was a bad pick. At a 182, I think it was decent value. Ryan Chambers wasn't an awful pick at 214, but it wasn't super great. I mean, I think overall, though, I don't like this class that much. I'd have to go maybe a D.
I'd give it a
And the only thing that's keeping it from a D
D+.
minus is Ezra.
D plus.
A
for
B
me.
plus or a D plus?
D plus.
I'm gonna go D.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Because
I think
do
the only
like
thing
Ezra
that's keeping
Frost.
it from going lower is Ezra. Yeah, Ezra's the only thing keeping it out of F range for me.
All right, so this was
To
the
be honest with
headlines
you.
that were printed the day after the draft. My draft was the worst. Ezra Frost will freeze the league. Fight. I forgot that. Fight on for your own team. Yeah.
That's what that means? Is it?
Yeah, fight on for your own team. FOFYOT.
It's a bit long-winded, don't you think?
It is long-winded. I had to remember what all the letters meant.
Yikes.
I did. The funny thing is, this whole time I had no idea what it meant.
But fight on for your own team.
Okay, anyways, moving on to the Saints. Pretty...
Ass.
Outside of, like, Paul Waters, I don't really like anything here. I think Waters is, like, the only decent player they got here.
I'm gonna go.
My second F.
I'm gonna go D minus.
D minus. Waters is the only guy I even like a little bit here. D
Buffalo
minus.
has some friends for me. You know, they're
Not
not,
a
only
great
D
class.
minus in my ranking. New York.
You Giants. Honestly,
I don't hate it. You got Willows, your starting franchise, and you got Jericho Banks after losing Saquon Barkley.
Well, Burks, but yeah.
Bergs.
I do like Burks. I think that was a good get. Travis Willows. We'll see how he fares in the professional sphere, because a lot of people said he was misused in college, but he has a hidden dev, high overall. Maybe the Giants are in for some better years with him instead of Danny Dimes. But for me, I'd give the class a. Willows is he's got a lot of promise. I'm gonna give it a C plus.
C plus. I got C for me. You Dalton.
I like C plus, but it's only because of Willows and Burks.
Everything else is pretty meh.
I'm giving my first A plus for this next one.
Yeah.
They got a Hall of Fame player.
I disagree.
No, they have the greatest player of all
though.
time. They have the next
I don't
Jordan
care.
Spriggs. A plus.
Jordan Spriggs, his first season as Jets coach, he drafted himself with his first draft pick.
Okay.
Spitting image.
Let me. I got something to say here. Okay. I think this is the definition of extremely top heavy. There is not much else to like in this class besides Rain and James. Yeah, I like James Luke as well. But other than that, I mean, Charles Wiggins
is. He's 6'7". He's a strong safety.
He's 6'7", but that's all he had.
He falls into John McKenzie. He's such a specimen
he's the John McKenzie of the secondary.
John McKenzie has skills outside of being huge. Charles Wiggins had nothing else besides the fact that he's 6'7".
He's 6'7". That's all I'm gonna say.
And Andy Malone was a
Yeah, they've drafted a kicker, dude.
Okay.
Josh Spencer.
Linebackers are both bad. The defensive tackle was okay. The two quarterbacks are awful. The only player that I really think has a lot of value here is Rain Rowe. And other than that, that's it. This is a C.
C. I'm gonna say
Yeah, jokes
And
it's only
aside,
because we ran well.
jokes aside, pretty meh
C+.
class. Kind of not really a whole lot of value outside of the first few picks. C plus, C plus. Just because Rain is going to be the best quarterback in this league.
And Luke is damn good.
All right,
Philly.
Only 5 picks. I don't hate it. I don't hate the class. Terry Marshall. I think he'll be okay. Michael Pickens is a nice pick.
I'm gonna say
Getting Travis Marks, hidden dev wide receiver in the 7th round. Gotta like that. Hey, that's worth something.
I'm saying C plus for me. Just trying to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
with this, but
C plus.
Yeah. C. I think C is a good one for me. I think they hit some needs there. So
Josh Spencer out of the league by year 3.
I think we're almost done here, actually.
Pittsburgh, Jaden Marable.
And Trey Simmons, Tyler Washington. This is an A- for me.
Yeah, those 3 picks are nice.
And then Jeremy
I like it as a B plus.
Jeremy Madigan.
A- for me.
Germany. Who typed this?
Jeremy. Not me.
Jeremy.
Ryan.
But I love it. Maribel, him, and Harris is just gonna be 1, 2. Trey Simmons, I absolutely love
Excellent draft. I don't have any complaints.
it. So what's your rating?
A-. Really nice.
A-.
I went B plus.
All right. Hey, look whose class this is. The Seattle Seahawks. A lot of hidden devs here, and honestly, the normals not too bad either.
Except for my boy Lou.
Chris Latimer, that's a great pick. Caesar Braun, great pick. DeAndre Flowers, great pick.
Kid Figgy.
I don't know. Weird people. Not even mentioning Darnell Bourgeois, who he fits the profile of a number 1 overall pick. A. Easy A. Honestly, I'll probably give it an A plus. I really like their class.
So A plus.
Yeah, A plus for me.
A for me.
You gonna toot your own horn? You toot your own horn here?
Okay, so Heel have asked a very good question. This might take a second. So he asked if we have a plan, and
Oh God.
so
Do you say I have a plan? Do it.
I do actually have a plan.
Alright,
But-
I said the words. Each one's been in different styles, so you have not been cursed. Thank you, Darnell.
He said the line.
Thank you. Darnell is
But,
next. Greenwood.
How fucking dare you? I'm kidding. That's not that bad. I mean, it could be.
He's the next
I
Greenwood.
think Darnell. I think
I've seen it.
Darnell.
It's a fair comparison.
Darnell was my number 1 quarterback all the way through. Everybody knew that, but I feel like I lucked into getting Chris Latimer. Bug and Caesar are going to be day 1 starters. All 4 of the top 4 guys are all day 1 starters. I think Lou probably slides inside as a depth defensive tackle, probably number 2, maybe starter. I'm not quite sure yet. I got to see how the guys above him perform in preseason. Flowers, Figgy Iggy, they'll both see time on the field. Washington and Ingram are depth pieces, and Pinkard's a day 1 starter in the 7th round. So
Really nice.
So,
class.
A.
All right.
A,
San Francisco.
I don't.
Even the hidden dev, I'm not too crazy about. Ben Crawford. He doesn't have much tools other than like decent size. Not enough speed where I'm like I trust him to go down the field.
He's kind of where
I just don't see all that much impact here for the Niners.
Not even Aaron. I don't see impact with your first pick. I don't.
So Aaron DeAngelis is 5'11". Do you know that?
Oh yeah, he was the one.
Yep, he's the 5'11" center. He's got really, really good stats. His attributes are there. The only issue is he's 5'11".
What do your guys rank?
That's gonna look so
Ben
weird on the
Crawford-
field.
Imagine
my
him
thing
versus
is-
John McKenzie.
What Ben, what Ben Crawford lacks, James Lewis makes up for.
John
They are
John
polar
McKenzie
opposite
would
players,
like
and
he
I
could
think
sit
that
on
is a
Aaron
super.
DeAngelis. Oh man, that's such an
Their
image.
GM says it's a solid draft, but where do y'all guys rank? This is gonna be bulletin board material for them. I already know that they're gonna hang up after.
C plus.
C. I don't
C
hate it, but I'm not. I feel nothing looking at this.
Let me see what I have. D plus.
Can you say batted passes? Yeah. John McKenzie puts his hands up. God, I need to see that. John McKenzie lining up against Aaron DeAngelis. You put that in the forefront of my mind.
There's gonna be some really, there's gonna be some really sneaky dick punches there. So be careful. 5'11", 7 foot. It's just right there, man. It's too easy.
If
He's
John
gonna pop
McKenzie
those hands. He's gonna hit him right in the dick.
If John
every time.
McKenzie just goes on one knee, just know he got hit.
Well, they're the same height then at that point, so.
Next, we're almost done with this. And then we're GM.
Tampa Bay, low key, pretty solid. Those first 3 picks, I like them all. Chester Washington, he's a fast guy. So I have no problem with that pick, despite being a normal depth. Joshua Bernard, Sonny Wesley, both really good. Other picks were Willie Jackson, very good. Mr. Irrelevant, Willie Jackson.
No, that was a great pick, actually.
A solid pick for 7th round.
I think it's like
take that.
And then, of course, we can't hate fullbacks. I'm gonna say B. It's just solid.
B, yeah, solid class.
I like it as a B minus, a little top heavy.
Defending
there's
champs.
Not a lot of depth
champs
there.
with a decent class. I have no problems with it. Tennessee.
The Kenny Poole pick is going to. Ronnie Smith was actually. I like that pick. Ronnie Smith and Kenny Poole. Those are the 2 for me. Poole, potentially one of the best linebackers in this league. I was 2 picks away from getting him.
I was really praying that he was going to fall further.
He just needed to fall
he literally. So where I drafted Chris Latimer, I was between Chris Latimer and Kenny Poole, and you can ask Heel. Those are the 3 players that I asked for in my scouting was Darnell, Kenny, and Chris Latimer, because that was what I was deciding on between my top 2 picks there. It was 100% those 3 guys. There was no one else for me.
I've always said Poole. I wasn't expecting him. I got ties to, Hawaii. They were not expecting him to declare, because he was a redshirt sophomore and he has youth on his side. He's young. He's got the intangibles. He's athletic and not bad.
He could be a great player for them. Titans. That's a good pick. Him alone, B minus. Rest of the class is pretty so, but B minus.
As I said, I like the Ronnie Smith pick where they got him. I like it.
All right, last
I want to
team
start this off.
to analyze.
All right, you ready? Okay. Yeah. This is my number 1 middle linebacker, Jason Stanaway. Every single thing about Jason Stanaway I love. There's not a single thing on the field that man can't do. Mike Trandor was a really solid pick. I think he'll be, a good developmental quarterback in Washington system. Scott Turner was okay. The rest of the class behind that is just eh. But otherwise, I think Stanaway, Trandor, and Scott Turner really make this class. So it's a little top heavy for me.
Well, B minus.
B minus too. It's solid.
Yeah,
Stanaway's a difference maker.
All right, and that is it. I've written it all down.
So
I give it an A plus.
I gave 2, right? Jags and Seahawks, I think.
Let me see. Seahawks and Jags. Dalton only gave 1 to the Jags. I had 3 A's. I had Jags, Minnesota, and Seattle.
I feel like I couldn't give my own class an A plus. I feel like that's a little biased. So
I couldn't give mine.
I think an A was a solid.
Hey, I think my class was good, but it definitely wasn't the best.
I think I gave the Lions an A, didn't I?
I know I gave myself an A minus. Yeah.
We gave them all A minus.
Okay. Which I mean, that's still a super solid class, though. You can't complain about an A minus,
I gave
especially considering
5
that
A minuses.
we're all pretty big sticklers here. So it's not like we're all out here like, oh, that's an A class because of
Be
this
sure
one
to
player.
post
Like, no, we're
draft
not going to do
grades in
that.
Discord, Brayden. The commissioner said
Hold
so.
up, I'll type it out.
There you go.
I was writing it. I was writing it down on the actual.
Before we get to GM interviews and start calling people in here, any final thoughts on this draft from my co-hosts or from people in the chat? Any final thoughts on this draft before we turn the page and talk to?
There was 8 good teams I had. Well, looking at, I gave 5 A minuses, 3 A's. Y'all guys gave you gave 2 A pluses. Dalton gave 1 A plus. So it's going to be good. Every team has its reasoning, but so let me see how many F's were given. You did not give an F, Shane.
I don't really do that. I don't know.
Dalton
Like,
gave
you would have
2.
to just absolutely decimate your team. Like, absolutely nothing there to help your team.
Dalton gave 2 to the Chargers and New Orleans. I gave an F to the Browns.
I feel like, once again, I've said this throughout the draft. I feel like the draft as a whole was top heavy. Not like the actual players themselves, but the teams that made out. We ended up with not as many high grades as we ended up with below B grades. Like, there is a lot of D grades in there that, well, a lot more than there should have been.
See, the Chargers,
you know what that tells me?
They would have had a better one if it wasn't for that first pick.
You know what that tells me, though?
GM competence.
People did not do their research. The fact that and I'm gonna toot my own horn here. The fact that I made out with 6, Show made out with 6 hidden devs, that just tells me that there was not a lot of preparation on some of these teams' parts. Well, we gave them every tool in the book, and they still could not.
Preparation is big. If you care about your team, you got to do your due diligence on these players.
Looking at mine, as I said, like, I knew what I was going. Fergus was my guy. Patton, I was hoping was going to fall. Lewis, I knew what I was going to do. Baker, as I said, he was not on my board going into this draft. I did not even think to put him there. It was like, there was no use putting him there. He was not going to fall at 29. Not even 26. He just fell.
Our Bills GM says, and I quote, "I wasn't there." Well,
I didn't get a time zone.
You guys know my time zones are all fucked up over here, okay? God.
But I liked my class. It's Arias. He was a surprise for me. Like, he was on my board. I knew, but Cristiano and Chris Baker were not on my board. If people didn't take my damn tight ends, Cristiano wouldn't be here.
The pick of Lance Osiris, he was on my board. I had him lower than Boucher and Braun, though, but he was definitely up there. On my linebackers list that was pretty freaking long, and I didn't even need linebackers that bad, but I felt like there were so many studs at linebacker in this draft. Just absolute studs. I mean, Stanaway, I can't remember his name, but the guy that Atlanta got. I mean, you had Penny Poole and I mean, there was just way too many to name of just absolute studs. Osiris, Boucher, Braun, a lot of guys with Ostrander. Yep, it's another super solid linebacker. I mean, there was a lot of names at linebacker, and I think that was one position that I think was very underrated going into the draft. A lot of people didn't realize how much talent.
One position group that I would say was weak, and it was something that I needed, but we saw the trade I made today for Matthew Judon. This class was not good, like, edge guys, in my honest opinion, like left in and right.
There was not a lot of pass. Yeah, there was not a lot of pass rushers in this class. I will agree.
And that's something that, it was going to bite me in the butt, but I made the trade, and also don't forget to sub up. You get your attributes. Hey, we don't use that tagline here at this channel.
Yeah, that is true. If you pay the money, you get to scout a little bit more. That is true.
If you sub up to us right now, Hill, we will promote that.
You sub up. I don't have affiliate. He can't do that.
Shut up. Let me make a point. Now,
not the point. Make him spend money.
All right, now we are moving to. Damn, that was an hour and 15. but you know, it was in depth.
That's good time.
Everybody,
We've
it was a good
predicted
time. It gave some of our GMs time. So
who we calling in here first?
Well, Dalton, of course.
Ah,
You know,
yes.
he kick his ass out of here.
All right.
Shade.
But I got the questions for you. I need honesty and depth. This is like your
Going back to the Seahawks class.
Yeah.
Get a bit more in depth here.
How do you feel about your draft? Give us the ins and outs.
I think I had a lot of guys. My board was I had a massive board. I had a lot of players that I didn't have a chance to get on my board. But I think overall, there's only 2 players that I drafted that were not high on my board, and I drafted them out of pure need, and that was Washington and Ingram. I needed some depth at line, so I drafted them. They ended up being fairly decent, and I think both of them could be starters in a couple of years. But I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 impact guys year 1. Bourgeois is going to be the starting quarterback. Latimer is going to be wide receiver 2 next to DK. Bug is going to start out outside linebacker, rushing the passer right next to Uchenna and Wosu. Caesar Braun's going to go inside the middle with Jordan Brooks. They're going to be its starters there. Lou DeVillers is going to be a solid defensive tackle 2, potentially defensive tackle 1 going into the season. Flowers will get 4th wide receiver reps behind Hardman. Figgy Iggy's going to be a day 1 starter at corner in the slot. Charles Pinkard will be the starting free safety because Quandre Diggs moved to corner.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting move, but we'll see how that.
Quandre Diggs moved to corner, and he ended up being number 1 corner, right above Trey Flowers.
Now this one,
he actually has my highest coverage ratings and second highest press.
Ooh. Now the second question was kind of like, what kind of role will some of these rookies be playing in the first year? You know, kind of go.
I just told you all of that.
Yeah, practically that. You know, you went away. You know, you went perfect. You answered that all in depth. You know, for some people, you know, I wanted to break that down.
Flowers.
But I'm gonna change this up a little bit with the whole role part. Scheme. What's the whole scheme's gonna be with you this year? Offense and defense.
So we're sticking the 3-4 on defense. I think 3-4 really fits the pieces that we have here. It allows us to utilize Uchenna and Wosu, who's way too small to play 4-3 end, but he makes it for a very solid rotational piece at outside linebacker to continue to rush the passer. I think Bug Boucher is going to be more of the run-stopping type pass rushing outside linebacker. He has the ability to rush the passer, but I think he'll end up more often being the run stopper on the edge. He'll be a good guy to set the edge. Caesar Braun and Jordan Brooks, I think, really, really solidify that middle of the defense. I have a lot of hope for Charles Pinkard. You know, being a 7th round steal that he is, I decided to move probably one of the better free safeties in the league to corner, where I think he fits really well still, and Pinkard's going to have a ton of chance to be that guy in the safeties backfield next to Jamal Adams.
All right.
So,
question 3: who would you say is the crown jewel of this rookie class? One person you would say is the crown jewel.
Darnell Bourgeois, best quarterback in the class, hands down. Not even close.
Love the
But
conviction
if
there.
we're gonna go,
Conviction?
if
That's your franchise guy?
if we're not gonna go with high pick crown guy here, the crown player in this draft class that's not like my super high pick, it's got to be Charles Pinkard. 100%.
I respect it. Now, question 4: what are your expectations for this year, and what would you consider success for you this season?
Well, I mean, the main goal is improvement. We need to improve on what we did last year. I want to see, at least 10 up in offensive statistics. I mean, we finished dead last, and it wasn't even close in offense. I would like to see us bump up into the top 25 at a minimum. I'd like to see top 10, but I don't know if it's quite possible. We still need some help on the offensive line. But I think overall, I would like to see probably about 5 or 6 wins this season.
All All right.
realistically.
Now, will you be a buyer or a seller this year, or will you just stay quiet when it comes to the whole trade market?
Most likely, I'll stand pat.
And,
I don't really have anyone that is making too much money. I don't have anyone that I necessarily have to trade, even if if I'm down and I've only won 2 games come trade deadline. I don't have anyone that I necessarily need to move. I haven't quite seen all my re-signings yet. I know Heel showed them, but I didn't get a chance to look at them earlier. So, but for as far as I know, I just don't see us needing to buy. I don't see us needing to sell. I think we'll kind of stand pat and go into the next draft and continue to improve this team.
all right, then last question. It's where do you see yourself finishing your division this season? I know you said 5-6 wins, but how do you see yourself faring against your divisional rivals? The Rams, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, all that. Like, how do you see yourself faring?
Oh, I am the Seahawks, but against the Niners, you mean? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, against the Niners. My bad.
No, you're good. I like to give you guys crap.
I don't know. Bears versus Bears is possible in this game. So.
I mean, it is.
Every single
Not this one, but the
Sunday.
last one, definitely. Is it doing that in this one, too?
I
think it is,
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good lord. That's hilarious.
See, my slip-up ended up being...
I think we can get a couple divisional wins. I see us probably last in the division again this year, but I think that's with a couple divisional wins this year. Playing strong, tough games, not just letting anyone run out over us. And I think that's going to be our big thing this year is defense got to stay consistent where we were at last year, top 10. The offense needs to improve. But overall, I mean, I have no complaints about what we could do this year.
This just in, I'm getting some breaking news. The Buffalo Bills GM has accidentally snorted vinegar powder. Interesting. We'll be talking to him shortly.
I only have one question. Why do you have vinegar powder?
Yeah, very odd.
Explain to me.
I don't know if he's going to make it by the time we talk to him. For pop,
Is that like a new hallucinogen that I didn't know about? Am I missing something?
For popcorn.
Ew,
Okay.
why would you put vinegar on your popcorn, you absolute savage?
Canadians, man.
Vinegar is disgusting. Stop it.
Alright.
He's gonna start eating our faces. He's a cannibal, guys. It's over.
AFC East, man.
Oh my god. A bunch of characters there.
The AFC East is why we can't have nice things, they're saying.
Envy,
15 viewers.
Envy.
We had 17 at one point, I saw.
Damn.
15's nice, though.
Thanks a lot, Polk. Your whole scandal lost us 2 views. But I think that's Shane. Do you have any questions for Dalton? Like, do you want to go in depth?
No, not really. Thank you for reviewing this draft with us.
It was fun to have a third say.
Have our little
we all
panel
pretty much on board.
judging people.
Good little yeah, practically. We draft. This is the draft panel, I would say, when it comes to HCA. C, and then
Hope to have you back.
I feel like
come for the next draft.
Not to knock on anybody else, but I feel like we're the 3 that probably do the most research in trying to actually figure out what everybody.
I know I do a lot. I do a lot of research.
I did way too much in this class. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I told you, dude, my board was insane. I had way too many players on a board, and I did not have nearly enough picks. That's why I had to trade back into the 7th round, man. I had way too many players.
It was like 35 to 40, but I was still scouting during the vault because I'm like, well, this person got picked. Well, this person was supposed to go like 50 spots.
If you actually pull up my draft board, the HCAA and Cajun 6 draft board, you'll see that they're all color coded. I was like, yep, he got stolen.
Neil asked. We did have a chat question for you, Dalton. What's your expectations for Darnell specifically? What, like, right here, hot topic?
I'm expecting top 10 in yards. Um,
Whew.
touchdowns might not quite be there, but I think he'll put up some good yards. The only I'm expecting offensive rookie of the year. That's my expectation. Um, I think he'll do well. The scheme will change on offense, by the way. So I haven't decided yet what, but it'll change.
All right.
But
We want to get on to
yeah,
our next person. All right.
yeah. Next person is
Dalton, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It
of
was.
course, man.
Now we'll wait for the next person. If not, we'll come back to them. But on the schedule that my assistant made, it is a truck flipper of the Arizona Cardinals. We will
TN.
give him a. He is not, but he was in the podcast chat, so we'll give him a minute or two. Give everyone time to go. This is our commercial break.
Our commercial break.
So he is typing right now. He says he is coming. So
Wow. I mean, that was
yes.
pretty quick.
Yeah, a little bit of a quick shot, eh? Dang.
I mean, at least let us marinate a little bit, before you just let it all go.
I get a drink of water.
Water.
We're looking at Arizona, eh? Look at their.
Hey, I'm over here smoking cigars and drinking whiskey after my draft, so.
Get your vinegar powder for your popcorn ready. Oh boy.
I'm feeling like Joe Burrow out here,
Joe
when he
Burrow
won
just
championship at
Joe Burrow
LSU.
just taking a fat drag on a cigar.
Big old fat cigar for no reason.
All right, Mr. Truck Flipper has joined
Ah, yes.
our chat. Also, great stream for your hockey. For your hockey league. I was happy. with the
Check out his
MVP
hockey
vote.
league, by the way. It's very fun.
Yes, check out promos in the HFL server, Hills. Server.
Oh, also,
But
by the
yeah,
way, 18 viewers. Let's go. 18. Love to see it.
Polk kills, views. Truck Flipper raises them because the truck has been flipped.
All right.
That's right, I'm here.
All right.
All right.
Give him the
We're gonna
questions. Give him the
We're all
questions.
gonna ask the same questions, but we all gonna have the same different answers. How do you feel about your draft? Honesty.
Honestly, I made a bold move in the preseason trading for Josh Allen that took away a lot of my draft capital, at least my good draft capital. So I knew I wasn't going to have a lot of choices here. I was kind of relying on that trade with Envy to go through. For Kyler, I'd get those 2 first-round picks, one for this year, one for next year.
But the Caps said no.
Yeah, the Cavs said no. The trade committee finally approved it. We had saw that.
That saga.
The saga.
It was.
From what I heard,
what?
it was a saga.
It was 7 or 8.
No, it was 8
8.
variations.
8. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was literally like every 5 minutes he'd come back to me. He's like, "Hey man, trade declined. Let's try this."
Yeah, 'cause he's a very persistent person. What he told us, as a mod, is like we have no say in the trade committee. Hill's got his own people. For all we know, Yoni is probably on it. For all we know, but
do you
imagine
really think
having,
that? Come on.
This is Hill we're talking about. He didn't let us on it, so it's one of those things of he's gonna outsource it, and it's just gonna be random.
Imagine
people.
if it's like however many people is in it. It's just who aren't even in here.
See, I had that thought too. Just like he outsources it, but man, imagine like Envy. Literally, he would come to my DM, send me the trade, and I would send him to Hill, and just like getting the same variations of seeing Kyler Murray. I'm like, I'm tired, man. I'm tired, but that was good draft. I like some of the
I
picks.
like the Joey Dixon pick. The other
I
ones
love that.
I'm not too. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't like the rest of it.
That's cool. I'm not a big fan of it either. So, so that's fair.
Hey, but hold on, I got a quick question. Did you re-sign Josh Allen? We don't want another Texan situation.
Oh my
here.
god! Let's
Yes,
not even
no,
talk about the
Okay,
Jesse Bates thing. I
okay.
don't want to talk about that.
Okay, so you did kind of okay.
Yeah, no, I
like
believe he is
great.
on my roster. I think the roster Heel just showed had him at
Okay, that
him
was the
on there.
important question I wanted to ask after the Jesse Bates situation. But your free agency, I loved it. I absolutely loved the moves that you made. Your draft, your free agency, it was great. You could say forget the draft. You got Joey Dixon. You're going great into the season, I think. But question 2 for you: what kind of role will some of the rookies be playing in their first year? Since you're kind of iffy on this, it's gonna be different from Dalton. Dalton's like everybody's playing. What's your roles for some of these guys?
Yeah, so I mean, Andrew Anthony, I saw some talent there. I mean, it doesn't show right away, but uh, he's playing a position I don't have a lot of right now. I have Byron Murphy, and then I don't have a lot of talent behind him. Honestly, he could see the field. Could be as a slot or it could be on special teams, but he probably will see the field starting the season. Joey Dixon, I mean, I had him on my board, and I was honestly surprised he fell to me in the 4th round.
I like that pick. I loved it.
I wasn't gonna go tight end because I have Zach Ertz, I have Max Williams, I have people, but Ertz is getting older. Joey Dixon could be that
Max
shot of
Williams is
youth.
kind of
And
old.
Yeah,
yeah, I think he's almost 30
I like
now,
the
too.
injection of youth in the tight end room.
I do. Because you have a pretty young team to begin with. Shaquan, he's getting his prime. Kyle Murray's still young. You got Rondell Moore. You got Marquise Brown. Whatever is left of DeAndre Hopkins, you still have a good team.
Yeah, I mean, the offense I think is gonna be what carries us, except for our O line. I mean, we only have 4 people, so
So Joey Dixon's gonna be playing O line.
Yeah, it's a little light on the O line this year.
Is he gonna be playing a guard, and which side?
Oh yeah, no, he'd be definitely on the right side.
Right guard, Joey Dixon. Everyone, get ready for
So
it.
you get a right guard and a tight end all in one pick. You know what? 4th round, I love it.
Look at the value.
Now, I gotta pick your brain here. Why 2 quarterbacks?
Okay, so that is a great question. To be fair, I was not there when my 6th round pick was made, and I had no idea that I was taking a quarterback.
So it was your assistant GM. It was
Yeah. He just he forgot to tell me.
So basically, what I'm hearing is that someone got fired.
Oh yeah. There is no more assistant GM. It is just me now.
It's just you. All right. We'll see come next draft if there's going to be a new assistant GM that you have found. All right. Who would you say is the crown jewel of this rookie class? I think we already know this answer here, but
It's Joey Dixon. He just has too much potential to not be the crown jewel of my class.
As we said, we've been
and I think the best part about it is that he doesn't have to be a huge difference maker right away. He can sit behind Ertz and Williams and develop.
Exactly. It's going to give them time, kind of like what happened with the Chargers in 22. I drafted Marcus Carrington. By the time we ended, he still wasn't a whole lot, but he had improved.
I like that approach. He still improved. Now,
draft the heir apparent.
Expectations for you for this year. What would you consider success for you this year?
I would say I would love to say getting into the playoffs would be, would be success. I don't see that happening though. Our O line is just non-existent.
Well, you gotta hit those waivers. There's linemen out there.
Yeah, this.
Oh yeah, no, I saw them. I'm gonna put some offers out.
Oh no! When I see you handing that waiver sheet to Hill, in the company office, I'm gonna have to push you over real quick. I gotta send in those waivers too. I need O line too. As every GM I've talked to, it's like, man, my O line is not good. I got some 60 overalls. I got 4 or 5 linemen.
I can't relate to that. I can't relate with
shut
that.
up. And I'm just like, we really have like a O line epidemic here. Like, it's terrible, man. There's no O lines. But you know.
Maybe
So,
maybe next year.
so question 5, we've kind of seen through the trade negotiations, through Trade Central, some of the trades this year with you so far, but they haven't gone in, cap reasons, game reasons. But will you be a buyer or seller this year? You're gonna stay quiet. What's the situation here?
So I think, man, that's tough. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna kind of stay put, unless for some reason we are like 2-5 come deadline or something along those lines.
Mhm.
We're probably just gonna stay quiet. And if something, if something happens and we're not there, maybe make a move then. But we'll have
Now,
to see.
now, before I get into the last question with you, tell us about the whole Kyler Murray situation. What it's still like with the New York Jets GM. Like, just give us the whole in depth. We want to know.
The people need
I'm
to
sorry.
know.
I'm sorry. What was that? What was that?
I was saying, tell us about the whole Kyler Murray situation. What was your thoughts with that? And tell us what your dealings were like with the New York Jets GM. A lot of people want to figure out what's his magic or something. Like, what's the whole situation with that? Give us, some insight.
Okay. Okay, I got you. So, I mean, I have made trades with the GM before in his previous stint in Green Bay. Uh, he provides what makes it feel like a really good offer, and it's not that it's not. It's just he knows who he wants to get and knows how to go about getting them. He's a very,
Very shrewd.
oh, yeah, I would say I was gonna say intelligent, but yeah, he knows
I think
exactly what
shrewd
he
is the
wants to
right
do.
word.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, Kyler. I mean, I like Kyler and I love his abilities. That cat pit is just a monster, though.
I feel you on that. When people were discussing it, I'm like, he's a top QB in this league, but damn that contract. It's like you can't really maneuver around that. Like he has to be the guy. And we saw last year during Madden, HFL 22. He wasn't. He had his moments to be the guy, but he just never. For that, how much money you're making, I wouldn't. So I saw your reasoning with that, and you would have gotten a younger quarterback, a whole lot cheaper, and this class was loaded with them. But
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'd say probably the first 8 quarterbacks that were on the board, I had them all circled, and I'm like, hey, one of them is going to be my difference maker, especially with this Kyler trade going through.
so if you got
Uh,
that 13th pick, who were you gonna pick? Like, who was your quarterback that you had narrowed down? As like, if he's here, he's my
Envy
guy.
knows. He knows. He just knows. He's
yeah,
omnipotent.
I mean, so if I had the 13th pick, I was hoping either Kyle Williams was still available, which he would have been, or Jimmy Burgess, but I couldn't see Jimmy falling that far.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. Hawaii all the way.
Oh
Thank
man.
you.
Oh man. Oh
But
boy.
last question. Don't get Shane started. He's gonna go into a whole rant about the whole it's a script, Hollywood script, yada yada yada.
None of it's real.
Okay, but where do you see yourself finishing in your division this season? Like, where? Like,
So, I mean, the Niners are still a good team. I mean, their draft maybe wasn't spectacular either. It was better than mine, and I'm not sure what moves they made in free agency. I didn't see that part.
they didn't really make any moves, so
Didn't make any moves. Okay. I mean, we could probably beat them out. We could beat Seattle, but their improved offense is going to be a big trouble for us. Although we did get Jesse Bates.
how you got him? I'm impressed. Not saying because you got him, just the whole situation that led up to him. But I'm so glad that you got him. He has a home. You're gonna treat him right, and as I said, your free agency is up there for me, probably top 3. probably it could be possibly number one if we had another show for just dissecting free agency. But I have high hopes for you this year. You want to keep the noise tame. You want to calm down the noise, but I can see you taking the division this year. I see a wild card spot, or 4th seed.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
West
I
is gonna be
definitely, that's what I hope
interesting.
for.
So the Rams are still there too. I think they're still solid.
You got the offense.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
my thing.
Kyler and
you got added
Saquon.
Jesse Bates. You got Josh Allen. You attempted to help rebuild your defense, so I think that's going to be enough. That offense.
It's a
with
motley
Saquon.
crew, but maybe it'll work.
Jesse and Allen's going to have to be the guys, but as I said, I see wild card or 3rd, 4th seed, but. I got expectations for you, but I'm not going to, berate you if you don't live up to them. I'm not Yoni. But
Man,
Please don't lock me in the showers.
without a towel or whatever. I don't know.
Truck Flipper just stops streaming and he just stops talking, like showing up. We're just going to assume it was Yoni. But Shane, you got any questions for him before we send him off on his way?
I just want to wish you luck. I feel like you're in one of the more precarious situations with the whole Kyler contract and all these other big contracts you're taking on, these big names. So I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be monitoring this. It's definitely gonna be interesting to watch how your team.
What he's
plays
saying
out.
is, I'm not going to judge you, but he's going to judge you. That's the vibes I'm getting from this.
You could easily end up in a Gordian knot, is what I'm saying. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Hell of a reference, but thank you for coming on today's show. We've had you on before, and we would love to have you more in the future. Hopefully, trade deadline, maybe GM talk again. Just depending on seeing where the mindset is.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to.
But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Which
Have a good night. Have a good night, Truck.
Good night. Yeah, I gotta wish that.
Right. Good night, guys.
Now we have reformed of the Kansas City Chiefs, former what was his team last year?
Broncos.
I forgot. Broncos. I was gonna say Broncos, but Gold's got me all messed up now that he's the Broncos. But yes, the former Broncos GM and now the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome.
Yeah, I got tired of. Thank you for having me. Yeah, and I got tired of losing.
You got tired of it.
I
got tired of losing.
Got tired of losing Mile High. Now I want to lose down in Kansas City. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you
kidding.
before I get into the questions. I thought you were gonna lose when it came to the trade deadline with the Chiefs this past season. It was not looking good for y'all. Y'all did not have the best record, but y'all guys turned your season around and made a good playoff push. So I will say,
Even won a
you
game.
did not lose this year. Yeah, y'all did not lose this year.
I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. Like I saw that record, I was like, good lord. But I probably didn't have cap capital, so I couldn't. Felt like I couldn't really make any moves. So yeah, I was worried. Not gonna lie.
I was helpless.
But you know what? You saved your season, and you won't be ridiculed for that. You say you're tired of losing in your first season. It was going to end up like how it was projected. It was
Made the
not gonna be a great
playoffs,
day.
pantsed the Titans, got pantsed by the Bills, but it's
Well,
okay.
Got pantsed by the
You
Steelers.
can't. I think that's that's Mahomes. Honestly, I'll put that on him. Like I said, I mean, you can't. I mean, he's like the highest rated. One of the highest rated. People in in the league, and you can't.
Highest paid.
You can't count him out of anything. I mean, he's basically people talk about he's probably the guy to take over Tom Brady's legacy as the epic quarterback of the next century kind of thing. So I think you can knock him out. So
Now, before I get into the questions, that we have listed here, tell us about your free agency. You probably had like the biggest name out there. A huge bidding war for him. I should know. I was a part of it. But Terry McLaurin.
yeah, well, I mean, before the season started, we lost a big hole. Again, that was kind of an IRL real life that I was kind of scratching my head as far as why in God's green earth we let Tyreek Hill go. But I felt like obviously we finished the season strong, so may not have been that big of a blow, but I think, adding a, Pro Bowl caliber player like, Scary Terry, maybe doesn't quite fit that role, as well as like say a Tyreek Hill.
He's an X
'Cause,
receiver,
Tyreek Hill is,
he can do whatever you want
he's
out there.
that's what I'm saying is, Tyreek Hill, he's a generational talent. You're not going to find, another, wide receiver like Tyreek Hill. His
Just growing on a
athletic
tree or
ability is
anything.
just unbelievable. It's crazy. But, I saw Terry, out there. I saw that he was a good, we had a good fit for him. He liked all of our, boxes that we checked for him. And so I made a play, and it obviously worked out. He's obviously no Tyreek Hill, but he's obviously a Pro Bowl caliber, wide receiver. And our offense obviously, is very good. Our defense was a little suspect, but I think anytime you add that level of talent to your team, that's an instant upgrade, instantaneous. Regardless. So, that was a big move for us, and I hopefully it pans out. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah, I would definitely say it was a shock. Not saying because it's a Kansas City Chiefs, who wouldn't want to go there. It was just like seeing the offers, just like you had the Patriots, the historical, the championships, the previous coach before, the previous management that they had before, the current management, that's a different story. But Terry just saw all those championships and was he wanted to go to New England. That was his number one at the time. The number two was Minnesota. We had the money. We offered him a buttload of money. That was just the answer. We had a buttload of money, and he just had to wait for his franchise quarterback. He just needed to wait a few more months, and we would have got him. But he's with Patrick Mahomes though, so
yeah. Well, it did worry. It did worry me. But like I said, looking at his, wants to sign, every single one of them was in the green.
Mhm.
So I was like, hey, let's pull the trigger, offer, pretty much, the max that we can. Like I said, I think I was like 4th on the list as far as, best offer. But, I felt like we had a good chance because, we checked all those boxes for him. So, yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Now, into the questions. How do you feel about the draft?
I think it did okay. So what happened with me was a lot of the guys that I had circled, I literally missed by like 2 or 3 picks. I was like, okay,
Ouch.
this guy, I really wanted. Like, I wanted Ostrander. He got taken literally like 2 picks before I was going to take him. Because that was a need for us. Our defense was very suspect. Last year, I think we were like the 3rd worst defense in the league. Rounding things out.
Well, we
so
can check
I
that,
think
actually.
Hold up. So
Hey,
one player, Kenny Poole, was he on your list? Because I know you were frustrated when the Titans picked him.
yes. So I was looking a lot at him because I felt like our second and third line of defense, our linebackers and our secondary definitely could have used an upgrade. And when and again, that was the thing. It was legitimately like, again, 2 picks before I was going to take them, and it was like, oh my God, here we go. Although once we started our season, and we got to kind of playoff times, I kind of overshot, and I kind of was like, all right, we're going to be like, Super Bowl contender. And then we kind of didn't make that. So my board was a little bit off, but I was like, all right, we'll just keep it, see how things go. And obviously, it got a little skewed. But judging from that, I'm still pretty happy. We filled positions of need. So I think, like I said, I said in the chat before I got on, I think you guys are going to throw a little shade on my draft class a little bit. But I actually kind of agreed with, I agreed a little bit with pretty much what you guys were all saying.
It's room for improvement. It's not like we were saying it's just like room for improvement. That's
oh yeah, yeah. No, Yeah, well, no, I agree with kind of, your grades. That's kind of where I was going to put. I was thinking like, you guys were going to go like, D plus, because a lot of them were just kind of random picks because I didn't really know because, like I said, my guys got picked. I had to slot them to kind of go to me. Before I kind of took a hiatus, my actual real life kind of took a crazy turn. So I wasn't super into the draft, but I really kind of tried to deep dive as much as possible, kind of about a week before. So I had, the guys slated that I did. But like I said, I think I did okay, considering, my guys kind of get taken.
I like the Alan Basham pick because you're talking about like guys right before being picked for me. That Alan Basham was going to be my pick in that 4th round, but I absolutely loved him. I think he has potential to be a starter in this league. And then Shannon Russell, I liked him, coming out as a lineman. Now Dalton earlier in the show was kind of questioning why the move to outside linebacker. I know you needed the position, but what made you think this dude is going to be outside linebacker?
Well, when he got drafted, I noticed that, his zone coverage is not bad for a right end. I believe it was like in the high 60s, or mid 60s. So my thinking was, he's 83. He's potentially slightly slow, but he's also only 250 pounds. So I feel like he can move to that position. He has a couple good games. He develops that speed and, actually learns, a little bit how to play some zone coverage. I think people are sleeping on him. I think he could be a solid, force on the edge there.
I respect it.
Because he's only 250 pounds. There's plenty of, amazing, 250 pound linebackers who have been in the league, and so, maybe he's slightly better at right end, but he's a rookie. He can slot over there, fill a position of need, and I think definitely learn to play that position very well. And dare I say, possibly be, that, cornerstone that we need at that position. So I was actually, like I said, that first pick, I was actually thinking about taking Ostrander, and then he got taken. So I was like, crap, that kind of sucks. But I'm confident with that pick. I think he should fill that role nicely and develop over the next couple years. And
Shannon Russell at 25 is nothing to scoff at.
Nah,
not at all.
Hidden dev, all that. We don't know what
He's
the
good.
dev's
He's
going to be, but
fine pick.
I like the pick.
Yeah.
Now, next question. What kind of role will some of these rookies be in your class? Like Shannon Russell, we've learned he's going to be practically starting.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I think, like I said, I think Russell is, he's going to slot in the left outside linebacker, which, filled a big hole there for us. Basham's going to get some play time for sure. Absolutely. I'm probably going to maybe even start him in the slot or bring him in on some nickel packages because obviously, he may not be a generational talent, but I definitely feel like, he's a player, that definitely can impact in his own way and definitely bring some, value to the field. So definitely try to get him on the field as much as possible. Don't necessarily know if he's going to be a starter, first couple of seasons, but definitely feel like he can make an impact. So like I said, slot and corner or nickel packages, definitely try to get him on the field.
Yeah. What's your who would you say is the crown jewel of this rookie class?
Well, this is gonna be this. I got a controversial one for this. I was thinking about this. So honestly, for me, I think it's Demetrius Lamb. Due to the fact that I want him, because he's not going to start, because we got, we got the running back position pretty well caught up. But 98 speed, 97 acceleration, and I think 94, if I'm not mistaken, change of direction. He's going to be running special teams and returning kicks for us. And with that kind of speed, acceleration, and change of direction, I think he's going to make a tremendous impact on special teams for us, and possibly some special teams touchdowns. So I'm honestly really, really excited for that.
Special teams touchdowns. Oh,
Yeah.
those are rare.
I mean, 98 speed, 97 acceleration, and 94 change of direction. I mean, those are all the things, you
Burners.
check as, those intangibles for, returning kicks. So
All right.
I'm excited to see how he does.
I wasn't expecting that answer, but I like it. This is why I like these different types of answers, from hearing GMs, just hearing the whole in-depth of it. What are your expectations for this year, and what will be considered success for you this season?
Well, I think, last year, obviously, we made the playoffs. We made an exit, I think, sooner than I would have liked. So I think this year with, the signing of, Scary Terry, obviously our offense is tremendously better. I got to say, I think we've got to go Super Bowl. I mean, I can't see anything else. I mean, you add a generational talent like that, like Scary Terry, to an already very successful team. I think you have to, go big or go home. So I think
I like that approach. The first GM to say that so far. Super Bowl, Russ.
Super Bowl.
Now,
I believe
will
it.
you be a buyer or seller this year, or will you just stay quiet?
Well, again, cap room is a bit of an issue. I've got like 3 million cap. Although I don't really necessarily how potential re-signings are going to go quite yet. So obviously I mean, like I said, the defense, I think, needs some work. So I think it's going to be more of a situation, where we're kind of going to have to assess possibly at the, kind of trade deadline, see how, the defense is playing, because we did add a few pieces, through the draft, see kind of how those pan out. So, I mean, possibly seller. But like I said, if the draft capital kind of doesn't, or the cap room doesn't allow it, then I think we're just going to kind of have to chill and write it out. Because obviously,
Trust in the team.
I can't be trading for $20 million. $20 million.
Can't be trading for no
contract.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I can't be doing that. So. Kind of play it by ear. I'm pretty confident in the team. Like I said, I think, that free agency was obviously big. And then I think we did fairly well in the draft, filling positional needs. So possibly write it out. If changes do need to be made, I'm not necessarily against it to be a seller. But I think, like I said, I think this team has the potential to, go win a Super Bowl. I really do.
All right, and then you said Super Bowl, but this is gonna be the last question. Where do you see yourself finishing in your division this season? How are you going to stack up against your divisional opponents? The Raiders had a great draft. They still have Devontae Adams, and they bolster that offensive line. And then the Broncos, they're still there. Let's ride.
Yeah.
The Chargers. That's a whole situation for another day, but what do you see?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Chargers, like I said, I mean, they're always, right up there in the division. They've got a solid team, regardless of what questionable moves we think they may or may not have done recently. Obviously the Raiders drafted very well. I'd like to think that, I'd still run the division like I did last year. But I'm not going to count anybody out. I mean, I think, it definitely is one of the toughest divisions in football, especially now. You got 3 teams there that are, very solid. So I'll say we win the division, honestly, because we did do it last year. And like I said, I have confidence in the team. We added Scary Terry. You can't count those people out like that. So we did it last year. I say we do it again.
All right, I think that's
All right.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on and talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Now, the general manager of the Denver Broncos,
Division
Gold
rival.
Glover himself.
Division
Yeah,
rivals.
we're going
with
back to back.
Kansas City
So he
Chiefs.
heard all of that last part, that thoughts on the division and all that. But he said, it's fair game practically. But how's your day been? How's everything going?
Good, man. Good. What's going on?
It's been pretty good. We're just hit 2 hours.
2
on
hours
this,
in.
podcast. Yeah, and I feel like this is one of the best streams up to date. It's
That's-
flowed pretty
that's-
well.
That's nothing, man. You got 4 hours. You got to get a hype train going. You got to get the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right, we gotta.
That draft stream was crazy.
See, this is why we needed Yoni to be on the show. People try to get him, the Patriots
Yep.
general manager on here.
Show
we
show
should
him
probably
Ryan
get that.
Kennedy and he loses all.
And plus, I don't think we could have gotten a hype train because we're too poor right now, and we can't sub up. He'll probably look
Ryan
strong
Kennedy
right
gets
now.
him hot under the collar.
But
So, would we basically say that Yoni's probably likely to marry a stripper?
I want to say stripper, but I want to say the next part below a stripper, but I don't know if I'll be taking it off. So we're gonna.
Yoni, for your 21st birthday, we're gonna take you out to the strip club, and
What's
then
that,
from
like
right then
7
and there,
years?
You're gonna
I
pick
can
one
just
out
see
and
it.
we're gonna.
Yep. OMG.
So
No!
what I'm hearing is don't take him to Vegas. Then. If we take him to Vegas, he's getting married that night, and yeah, he's a lot of
My
regrets.
first girlfriend.
Oh,
My first girlfriend was my wife. Yep. Exactly.
Oh.
We can paint it, man.
Isn't Yoni like? Oh well, what is he?
He's 14.
14?
That's why I said 7 years.
I'm just is Yoni in here? He's probably gonna watch it anyway. I'm just messing with you, dude. I'm just messing with you.
It's all in good fun.
So before you see the 6 questions, I posted in there, but I'm gonna ask you, go a little bit off script before I get to these. How do you feel about your free agency? You were
Terrible.
All right, we're starting off with that. All right, give us some reasons.
Oh, okay.
It was shit. It was absolute shit. They had we were going after McGlinchey, CPU sniped that. Then we're going after Anthony Averett, and I think Pittsburgh sniped them. That's a CPU team.
Yeah.
But our prized possession, man, Travis Homer. Let's go.
Bringing
him
Seattle
and Lucius
with you.
LeBlanc.
That was it.
Unstoppable.
That was it. That was our free agency.
So what I'm
One
hearing
free agent sign.
is you don't do good against CPU teams. That's what I'm hearing. You lose the bidding war to CPU teams. I feel
don't-
it.
I was looking back at the VOD, and I'm like, visibly, I was upset. Like, if I had a camera on, you guys could see it. I was like, what the fuck is that? Fucking shit. 1 year. One year contract. It was less money than I offered the guy for like 3 years. And I'm thinking, like, what do you gotta do? What do you have to do to sign these people in free agency? It was absolutely.
They don't want to stay in one place for too. They
I-
don't want to feel bogged
I guess
down.
not.
If you're still around for when IO talk, like when Shane interviews me, I'm gonna share the same free agency experience with you too, but for a different player. I know what it's like to be when you look at it and be like, what the how did you get this? Like, I
Well-
thought I had a better offer.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like one thing where the guy had major interest,
Like
and
that
then it was
like the Eric Ebron thing. That was
Don't
funny.
get me started. No, we'll talk about that later. Don't give me. That's why I said later. This is Gold's moment, not my moment.
Well, it's like one thing to have like major interest, and you're like, okay, Madden's probably working in this fashion here, so let me just kind of operate the same way that I used to, offer him just a little bit more money than what he wants, and boom, you're gonna grab him. And then you go back and you watch it, you know, you're anticipating, yeah, let's look at that Anthony Avery, yeah, or that Mike McGlinchey, yeah, we got them some things working, so we got some things cooking, and then boom, Dallas, Pittsburgh.
I remember that whole. I don't remember the whole Pittsburgh thing, but I remember the whole Dallas thing and like Hill just going over and talking about. I'm like,
dude,
damn.
It threw a wrench in my plans too, because I didn't want to address cornerback or line in the draft at all. I didn't want to touch that. I wanted to focus
turned
on
out to be 2/3 of your entire draft class.
right, exactly. So it just, you know, you have a plan in free agent. Plus, you don't have any cap. So the Broncos are funny situations. So it's like you've got Russell Wilson, you know, obviously Mr. Cringe here. Or wait, no, sorry.
His name's Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
What a fucktard.
Well, before we're going like to the Broncos, we know you don't have the best relationship with Russ after the whole HFL 22 situation being dumped on, you know, by Port. You know,
Cannot
with the
escape
Jets.
this man.
You probably look at Russ like you probably think of, you know, this is how I'm envisioning you joining HFL 22. I'm like, okay, the Jets, young team, probably got promising. You see your O-line, you see Quinn Williams. Where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
They're in Dallas. And you see who your quarterback is. How the fuck did I get Russell Wilson? Where the hell are my picks?
Broncos country, let's die.
So
you're right, because I'm thinking about joining, and I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, yeah, this seems like pretty fun. You know, I've seen Heel talk about it. I've seen you guys talk about it in Discord, and I hop in there. I'm like, you know what? Fine, whatever. We're just going to replace the dude in a couple years. And then I figure out that the whole freaking team was stripped. And I'm like, oh, this is a nice little fun little project. Let's work on it. But
I'm glad you're happy about that. I thought you were going to kill me once you found out about the whole Baxton and Williams situation.
No, I don't care that much. I say stuff in the Discord as just kind of being a,
during those times it was trying for me, and it was Wild Wild West in this league. It was every man for themselves.
Well, so I figured it would be kind of a funny story to just hitch my wagon to Russ again, and that way I could replace him again and see kind of what we can do. But
this time he's making more money, and he's longer contracts.
It's ridiculous. So I'm hoping that we started this before he signed that big contract, because I have to look and see.
I think we did.
Yeah, he might be on 1 year left. I don't know what the issue is, but
dodge a bullet there.
But we're just gonna have to let Lucas Key kind of figure it out through training and in development, and see how he's gonna progress with that hidden dev, and then we might have to draft one with one of those picks that we just traded with Yoni. So might have to draft another one, honestly. But
September 1st is when he got the contract, so I do think you are safe.
Yeah, we're safe
from that hell, from a 5-year, $245 million, $165 million guaranteed. So I will consider you a lucky man if that is the case. But
yeah, well, anyway.
But before I go into about how you feel about the draft, how you gonna do the whole quarterback situation with like Lucas Key? Like, you got Russ, but you got Lucas Key. And
I mean,
you know, what's the situation here?
Yeah, I mean, we're paying the guy a bunch of money, and you know, it's honestly, it's we just traded Gregory away, and we traded Miners away. So kind of we're signaling that, you know, 8 and 9 wasn't good enough. You missed the playoffs with Russ. People are getting older. People are losing overall rating, and our draft wasn't spectacular. So I'm looking at it like, are we really going to get back to 8 and 9 in this division? It seems like the Chargers got better. The Raiders got better in the offseason.
About the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers is a bit debatable.
They're going with the rookie quarterback over Justin Herbert.
What?
Yes.
You haven't heard?
You
what?
haven't heard about that? You haven't heard about the Kyle Williams situation?
No.
And Herbert's on the trade block?
What?
Oh no.
You
No,
sweet summer
no.
child.
You
So
sweet.
hold up. When Yoni asks, "Am I the worst GM?"
Oh God. Here we go.
We can't say yes. We can't say yes.
Panthers getting Justin. No.
Come on.
No.
Big Sir, this is not about you. We're not going through your therapy right now. We're
That's
talking
not
about
good.
Gold
That's
and
not good.
him learning about the Chargers. And, you know,
I
this
thought
applies to
you
him.
knew about this.
I
That
thought
makes
No,
it so
that-
much funnier.
No, because they picked him. They picked They picked Kyle Williams out of Kentucky, a great quarterback, starter, but not for the fucking Chargers. And then you see in the chat the GM goes, "All right, Kyle Williams is quarterback number 1. Justin
Dude.
Herbert is on the block. Now let's hope Kyle
can't.
Williams."
Dude, I was
X."
floored when he said that. I was like, what?
And then he said, "Let's hope Kyle Williams is an X, you know, signifying X factor." If he turns out to be a star dev after all this and he trades Herbert, Yoni, you are no longer the worst GM.
Justin Herbert is a top 8,
Yeah.
conservatively, top 8 quarterback.
See, I
in the
agree
league.
with that. Some people believe top 3, but you know, they're
And
not
he's
here.
young.
He's young.
He's got one of the biggest arms in the HFL.
and he's still on a rookie contract. But yes, we thought you knew about that. But
Nope. Well, I was going to
you
pick
learned
myself as last for that question. Where do I see myself finishing? Last. Nope.
All right, 3rd and above, baby. But all right, let's move
Let's
along
go.
before we get to that. So, how do you feel about your draft? Because you know we saw your comments. You're not too high, but you get one of the fastest people in this draft, possibly the fastest.
I feel lukewarm on it because I have to understand that I'm coming into the draft. I have no cap. No cap. And then I have literally no salary to move around at all. So I can't do anything through free agency. I don't have any draft picks. I start in the 3rd round. So it's like you kind of have to come into it knowing full well that you're not going to be comparative to everybody else. So you got to just do what you need to do and find the best value that you can. So I'm thinking, all right, Lucius LeBlanc, I created the guy. I kind of know that he's quick, but I know that he'll went in and changed some things around from like so that it would throw me off my scent, you know, that I wouldn't know exactly, you know, who's what, you know, with stats and dev traits and whatever. So I'm thinking, did he knock him down? What did he do? Like, I don't know. I'm taking a risk here, you know? So I took him as a risk. We didn't have, you know, Travis Homer was never supposed to be an RB2. Javante's RB1. I'm like, you know, why don't we have some lightning to the thunder here? So let's go LeBlanc. See what he is. I was a little disappointed that he was normal, but I'm like, 99 speed, we're gonna take that. The O lineman, I think we took 3 O linemen.
Andy Bowie,
our right
Ryan
tackle,
Petty, and Connor High.
Yeah,
2
I
guards,
like
1
the Connor
tackle.
High pick. He can move. He's agile for a big guy. So I'm really looking at, plus with that Miners trade now, that helps out our defense. It gets us younger with the draft picks that we acquired from New England.
I will say I did like that Andy Bowie pick. I feel like that's
Bowie's.
player.
So
too.
now that Miners is gone, it's going to be a battle in. I almost said spring training, but it's going to be a battle in the preseason between High and Bowie. So I was looking at Bowie. He's got 90 run block.
Ooh,
So
see, he fits
like-
the scheme Navy. I like that. And you got LeBlanc and then you got Williams. And you
Yep.
know, if you do, you know, I did predict your boy Holloway becoming, you know, starter last time. So could Lucas Key possibly become a starter? And you know, if so, if he does in this season, you're going to ease him in with the run game. I think this is where Bowie, you know, if he starts, I think that'll be great.
I don't see him. No, I don't see him
No.
as a starter ever.
You know,
Lucas Key. No.
Yeah, he's
proceeds to be a superstar.
you know if he'll change the debt, like it looks like he didn't, because I know that he's a minimum of a star because he was a custom guy, but it looks like he didn't change it. Like he changed some people, but he didn't change him apparently. So we'll see. He might have upped him. I don't know. He might have done it randomly.
We don't.
So he could be.
He could be.
He could be a superstar, but you know, even if he's a star dev quarterback, I just don't see him ever getting to the point I'm ever going to feel confident enough to start him. Like his deep accuracy is like a 65. So he's a West Coasty guy.
Yikes.
Can't really run. His short and medium's good, but he can't really run. Can't really throw the deep ball. It's like I think
So
you're
he's
just going to
not
be
Holloway.
No. I think we're gonna take a quarterback again this year. So
Ooh,
yeah.
So write that down.
You hear that,
If you're-
Lucas? You're dead.
Yeah, I just don't think he's got it. Like he's a 66 star dev. Like
You
you're
were-
just
You
not
were
gonna make
drafted
it.
to fail.
You were drafted to fail. I'm sorry, kid, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think all in all, I agree with you guys. I give it a C plus tops. But I think getting younger on the O line, getting that QB2, just set some things solid for a while, so you don't have to address it. Like with Javonte and Lucius LeBlanc now as a 1-2 punch, I think that we're set there for a little while.
All right, so you practically answered my second question, like what are some of the roles they're going to be playing. So you answered that. So I'm going to add another one, but after this like last draft related one, who would you say is the crown jewel of this rookie class?
Probably Bowie.
Bowie.
Yep.
I see that. I like it.
I think we're just going to be more predicated on the run this year. I think
he fits the mold. It's just Connor High. He's already at a
run block.
disadvantage with that. It's just you can't beat 90 run block with that. And
you
the
know,
guy who's used to running in that option offense.
It was tough to say that you wanted to trade Miners away, but I'm like, in order for me to get that first round from Yoni, I got to give him something a little bit more than an old man Randy Gregory.
And speaking of that. That was my next question. What are your thoughts on the trade, like the whole process and all of that? Just like, trading all this. Did he come to you with the offer, or did you come to him with all that? Like,
no, I came to him with the offer. Yeah. And there was actually might be surprising, but the back and forth that we had was actually pretty rational.
Whoa!
It was a good conversation.
Oh my God!
I think
hell has indeed frozen over.
No, I'm not kidding.
I think you're the first person to come out of a trade with him sane, quote unquote sane. As I said, Sharp went insane after last year with the Lamar trade. He told me it took 8 hours of his life, and it was like doing Jekyll and Hyde. Yoni, I've experienced this. He would be talking to his DMs, talking himself into the trade and talking himself out of it. I would just look at my DMs, just goes like, "What is this, like a transcript of his mind?" But yeah, I like it. I like the trade for you. I think you won the trade, and we'll see how that pick becomes. I had 2 picks this past year, and I expected them to be higher, and they ended up being in the 20s range and all that. So pick watching is definitely interesting yet frustrating. It's like
that's the tough part, because I have to come through on the unknown variable right there. Like I have to come through. Like those draft picks have to be hidden devs, or else I didn't win the trade.
Yeah, because that's how I felt. Because I had pick 26. The Eagles. They saved their season. They were they were like 3-4, or 3-3 going to the trade deadline, and I gave them Dalvin Cook, and they ended up making a deep run. Same with the Panthers. Panthers 12-5. I'm like, well, there goes those picks I traded, and I end up getting the guys that I wanted, and one fell to me. But it's just one of those. It's like pick watching is very difficult. Like as you said, it's an unknown variable. But next question: what are your expectations for this year, and what will you consider success for you? I know you're hard on yourself. I know you're hard on your team. Like what? What are you like? What are you? This is to the media now.
Was that directed as more of a general statement that I'm hard on myself, or just this team?
I know you're hard on your team. I know you're hard on yourself. I know you're hard.
When it comes to you,
I know you're depressed. Okay.
No, when it comes to you being a general manager, like you're very analytical. You're like myself. We think these things through, and when something doesn't work, you're like, man, is it me? It's like what? What are these variables? Like, what are you going to consider?
What, am I stupid?
It's not me. It's you.
No, see, you have the perfect scapegoat. This is Russ's fault.
Russ is a fuck.
I think that's the difference so far with you being with the starting.
Man, just come out swinging on Russ.
This is Russ.
Like, I hate you.
Hold on, he's
Dude,
probably home
what
at
a
Sierra
like,
right now listening to this podcast, and it's just
I know you want to
like,
get on, like, we got to get to the next person, but man, don't get me going, dude. The guy he's such a douche.
we're bringing great quality content right now. We're still
He
learning.
is a douche. He is a douche.
He's a
If you
doofus in
watch
real
that
life.
video, again, the little head nods, I think his name. The head nods and like Mr.
I think I know the expectation for
Unlimited.
this year.
Who are
It's,
you?
blame Russ. I think that's the expectations this year. I think what's
Hashtag blame
considered
Russ.
success. Yes, I think that's
Let's get it
you know,
going in the
people
chat,
have
guys. Hashtag blame Russ.
So, what are your expectations? Playoffs, that's always the goal.
We wanted, so I would think that the in real life Broncos, they made that trade to make the playoffs this season. So our goal last year was to make the playoffs. We didn't do it. We finished 8-9. And so I'm looking at that roster this year. I'm putting together the pieces. Shane gave me that access to get the roster made up. And I'm like, man, this team is just mid. This team has nothing going for it. Like the young pieces are in their 68s, normal dev. Like this is not good. It's not a good situation. There's literally nothing to look forward to right now.
It ain't good.
So yeah, so you need like I think in this division that got better, but if now we got Herbert gone, Kyle Williams twice, I think that you probably think like 6-11. We get 2 games worse, probably 6-11.
6-11.
Miss the postseason.
But I think what's considered success for you is that Patriots pick. I think that's what's going to be
already looking to next year then.
Yeah, already then it's just all right. You get your 2 wins against the Chargers and be like, all right, we swept them. Now, next question. This is probably going to be, we've already seen the signs. Will you be a buyer or seller this year? Or just stay quiet. You've already kind of shown which side you're leaning to already after today's trade.
Yeah, I think we're done selling though. Like I think we're just gonna be quiet now.
Just be quiet.
I don't think there's anything else to trade because the young pieces that are studs like Surtain and I can't even really say that Justin Simmons is a stud, but he's a stud, but he's not young.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just nothing really on the team right now other than like Bradley Chubb that anybody would want. Russell Wilson, people would want, maybe. I don't know. Fuck.
Bradley Chubb.
But
that requires me giving up.
Please.
Please.
I hate that, man. I'm not gonna hold back, man. God damn it.
Hey,
it's frustrating.
Anna needs a quarterback. He always thinks he could get these quarterbacks. So
yeah. I don't know. I think we're done unless somebody comes to us and says, here's an offer for this guy, like somebody that I want. I'm not going to try to seek people out to go buy my players from me because I don't value them as, I don't know. I just don't. I look at that roster and I don't think anything's out there that anybody wants right now.
Saying not the Jets.
We are not the Jets.
We're not the Jets.
A very depressing interview here. Not roses and birds chirping up in Mile High.
No, if you got access to that sheet, guys, go take a look at that roster and you tell me, is there anything you want on there? Huh? Anything you want?
Yeah,
I don't think there might be.
I'm gonna scroll through it right now. It's a fire sale right now.
Dude,
all right, but
buy one get one free.
Where do you? Last question. You practically you've gave some hints to, but where do you see yourself finishing in this division?
I was gonna
the whole Charger situation.
I was gonna say last, but you know what? We might end just knowing how Madden works. We probably will finish in last, just because even despite not having Herbert, the Chargers still have a good team around him. So Kyle Williams depends on what they do with the rookie. I don't know, man. 6-11 probably is good for last in that division.
I see your vision, and I'm gonna one up you with this. I see you finishing second just because of Madden to screw you over.
What the hell?
Because Madden's gonna screw you over.
How?
That is a rant. Look, last year 70 overall defenses won Super Bowls in the
That's
HFL.
true. That's
Madden,
true.
Madden's so unpredictable, so it's one of those. It's like
if you look at the Lions defense, oh my God, it's awful on paper, but it's going to be like a top 10 unit. For no reason.
I agree with you. I share that statement with you. I see you, realistically third because of the whole Chargers situation. But I just want to say second because I feel like Madden's going to screw you over.
Holy crap, Show.
I just see
I
it.
can and I can respect that point because I've seen that happen too in the years that I joined. It was like, wow, it doesn't make any sense.
Look, it's
But
whenever you want one thing. When you want to suck is when you end up being good. When you
well,
want to
look
be
at
good,
Envy.
you end up being.
Those
Yep,
those
he wanted to
Lions teams
tank.
that somehow missed the playoffs.
Yep, and Envy wanted to tank, and he finished the 13th pick. He was so close to the playoffs. He's like, I should have tanked. So
Reform.
Madden, yeah,
The algorithm favors certain teams. He knows I'm on about the algorithm all the time. Blame the algorithm.
But all
I
right,
don't
Shane,
know.
you got any more questions? Because I've
Nah,
enjoyed all these
I don't.
GMs
It's been a good
interviews so
talk.
far.
I like this.
We've had optimism in the last one. Then we've got to this one. Truck Flipper's like, he's
Trucker
Truck
was
Flipper's
like,
like,
he's
it's
like,
all
yeah,
right.
man,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
all
what
right.
it is, man.
Let me just say this as like a parting gift, I guess you will. I think, dude, you guys, you need to do more of your content. Both of you guys need to do more of your content. Like, I think you need to get out there a little bit more. I think you do well. Reformed, you need to get out there too, dude. You've got the voice of a freaking radio host, dude. Like, you could get on some commentary.
Truck Flipper got low key a smooth voice too. I ain't gonna.
He
I ain't gonna
was.
cap.
When he went on air today for his stream, he got a voice. But
I did not expect that from Truck Flipper, because you're thinking Truck Flipper. You're thinking like, hey everybody, I'm Truck Flipper.
You're thinking of dude. He's an actual trucker. He's got the hat.
He's got the net hat.
Yeah.
The
I just thought that I would do this trade with Kyler Murray's gone, and Buddy Monroe voice even do that.
Buddy Monroe. Throwback.
Kyler Murray, he was supposed to be gone. I showed up
Truck
to the
Flipper.
facility. He's still there. But thank you for the words of encouragement. I do like Shane and I. We like the atmosphere. It's all about just the community and all that, and just. I like doing the whole GM part, like, it's fun analyzing the draft, but just seeing the GM's insights, because I just want to be like, why did you make that move? Like, oh, that was a great move. Or it'd be like,
or like you would say, I hate my team. I want it to end.
Well, you know me. I'm always pushing for
I got a
top
question.
notch.
How do you feel about your head coach before we go? Because, IRL, Nate Hatchett, but you have a different one. You have a different one now. How do you feel? Do you think he's the guy?
What happened with Max Hauser? He's still here, isn't he?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying IRL Broncos fans hate their head coach. Here, you got Max Hauser. How do you feel about him? You think he's the guy?
Well, he was never the guy when he played, so.
He's got to be good at something,
Those are
right?
great words. Those are great words of encouragement. Just hearing about Broncos. The quarterback's not it. You drafted a hidden depth quarterback. He's not it.
Truck Flipper, the cable guy. I'm dead.
I'm hard on my quarterbacks, man. My quarterbacks can't be fucking stupid, okay? They got to be able to get out there and they got to sling it. Russell Wilson, I'm looking at him in even some of my test sims. I'm like testing playbooks and shit. And I'm like, which one fits him the most? Well, he's sitting there in the pocket and then he decides to run a little bit and then fling off his back foot and fling these sidearm throws and shit. I'm like, dude, you're terrible. Stop it.
I love this interview.
Same thing with
this
freaking.
This isn't sugarcoating. This is not sugarcoating. This is pure emotion right here. This is.
God. You know how many hours I was sitting here last night just looking through playbooks and like, I wonder if this one's gonna fit Russ. Nope. Plug in a new one. And
I feel sorry for you. You gotta be after this interview. This set a statement for the champ.
Man, who's gonna follow this up? Who's next anyway?
It's Polk. That's what I'm saying. Polk's next. You gotta follow up this. Truck Flipper is It is, he's just calm demeanor.
He was a good hors d'oeuvre.
He can live with it. Yeah, he can live with it.
A morsel.
All right, Reform's like Super Bowl bust, and then it's just Dalton. It's just like, I want my quarterback. My quarterback's the best one, and Go is just like so different, and I love it. And I say that as a compliment.
All right.
You bring in ratings, but we got to move on to the next one.
Yep. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks for coming on.
Yep. See ya.
All right. We got Polk. He retired a few weeks ago, but he's back, and he showed up for the 7th round pick. So if you can unmute yourself, if you are here to talk, it's time for us to slander you. No, I'm just lying. We're here to get it.
I won't lie. We are going to slander this draft.
Yes.
Hello?
Hey.
Well, hello. First off, before we get into, he wants to slander you for the draft. How's your day been? We're gonna ease it in. We're gonna be nice here.
Been all right day. Just watched the Blue Jays clinch the wild card. So.
So that's a great day.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
You can't relate to that in baseball. He's a Tigers. I'm a Rangers fan. All we know is pain.
It's pain.
So that sounds like a great day. It's great to have you back. How was your mini retirement? A few day retirement from the HFL.
That was all right.
You go to Cancun or something? Did you enjoy it? Was it paid leave? Like, how did that situation work? Like, did you tell ownership, I'm done?
I more was just left for like a day, said I'm retiring. Then the next day they didn't change the key, so I just entered the building again.
So what we're hearing is you pulled a Yoni from last year with a traded for Grady Williams. This is the greatest thing, and then you got bullied by the media.
No.
And now you're back, and then the whole backlash. Now you're back in this league, man. But
Yeah.
you're a great personality. We like you in this league.
Ben, your body wants energy to stay up. We're not going to do that. Get down.
Oh my god. How unprofessional.
You go, Princess.
What is happening?
What are you doing, weirdo? Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on.
We're just gonna let this play out, I guess.
What the hell is that?
No, we are going to bed. So why are you running around and getting crazy?
I'm sorry, Polk. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Say goodnight. Mom's probably gonna head back out.
No.
I'm legit in my chair falling over.
She's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So say goodnight.
I got it.
I think you guys topped the interview.
We wanted to talk. We are truly in Bill's country.
Like sim league, football league that I belong to, and do like a podcast after the show. So it's like that.
Let's
whole
go, yeah.
thing. I'm listening, and I was on the show too. And
Dude, check out Grandma and Grandpa's trash.
I do not know. He went up there, but
Dang.
he's up there now. But
Some family drama going on.
no, we're not eating right now. Stop it.
Your normal day, Mo.
A little bit. There is no more juice.
You have water.
No, here. You have a cup.
Bro, how's this stuff still going? Is it like 11:30 over there?
We're just talking about that. All right.
I'm crying.
We were taking out their trash, and
I have an idea.
To do it
Let's
yet.
back out this call.
Radio, you good? All right.
Let's redo the call so we can get Polk up in here. So I'm gonna leave the call, Shane.
I'll be back.
Wait. I unmuted him. Well, I muted him back. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Oh. All right.
Why did he leave?
Yeah, somewhat. I don't know. She was having dishes. She came home. I asked her to do the dishes. I actually was having to do the dishes because she was having kind of lightheaded spells again.
Bro.
Because she came home and she was having like more crackers and shit. So I did give her some of your jerky sticks. They were like 4 of those. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure she's not going to care. If it comes between you and, having fainting spells and you needing to eat, I don't think she's going to care. If I,
Feels like a normal day. Didn't do for life.
Man, look at this.
I don't want to do it to you, so I'll take the blame for that. So I don't think she cares. So, all right.
I'm just gonna
Start a new call? Sure.
Almost 20 on.
I can't
Lyft,
disband it.
and then-
Oh, well.
I suppose we've been running Uber.
There's no more
Must
juice.
be over 149.
You know
Nice.
what? Oh. Man, look at us.
Right was $28.
You don't need to start. I muted.
I have
I muted
questions.
Reformed,
Oh.
so he should be good. You should just
Yes.
join this.
Yep, that says he's working so much right
No reason
now.
to do it again.
Bro.
Nice.
There. How about that?
Cool.
So that was what was that, like a 5-minute reprieve? Hi guys. Anyways, Bills. Your draft sucked. You only showed up for the 7th round pick, but that pick turned out to be pretty good. Thoughts?
We filled a lot of needs since we had just about 0 cap space, so it was all right. But most of the targets that I had were kind of gone by the point of our first pick. So
Are you good?
Yeah, it's better now. I just like turned off Reform sound from on my end.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Polk. I would consider that a commercial break.
Oh my god.
I was behind the scenes creating a new chat, getting that prepared for getting nil.
We're fine. We're fine. It's all good.
We're
now.
fine now. All right.
You have to ask people to get the hell out of the call when they're done.
Gold. That tops golds. I don't. This show is one for the books.
Oh my
Hill
god.
Hill just had his greatest stream ever. Wednesday with the draft with all the money. This is the greatest stream we've had, just with the laughs. But...
Well, you know what? I'm gonna lead questions here. So Polk, out of these rookies that you see, will any of them have any significant role at all in year one?
for maybe Howard, we might give him a couple starts. I know for one thing, Scarborough definitely not playing. I really don't know why we drafted him, because we already had Allen and a couple of other backups, so really, it was probably the most useless pick in the entire draft.
Yeah, why would you do that? That's really stupid.
Yeah, I wonder, why did I do that?
Oh, Hill's happy with now. This is an NC State man. Hold up, Shane. Can you just share the screen again in the Discord?
Yes, I can do that.
It's been technical difficulties, and I'm sorry, Polk.
It's fine.
I can still see. I can still hear his mic lighting up. Oh my god.
This is what happens when you don't get enough pay for a 2.5-hour show. The production starts to go down after an hour or two. But
Yeah, I went over budget.
yeah, we went over the budget.
Don't forget about Kyle Williams.
But your draft.
Who would you say is your crown jewel of the class? Still Trey Howard?
Yeah, definitely Trey Howard.
7th round pick.
Probably.
He was almost.
I think he's gonna be.
He was almost there.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be steal at 222 though. He's already 70 overall. Give him a bit of time, he can grow, and I think he is the better running back between him and Kennedy. So.
Oh.
Oh, them some fire.
Yo, you better not say that around certain people. Expectations for this year. What do you? Is it Super Bowl or bust again?
It's
Because
honestly
you went broke last year.
man. We were so close last year if it wasn't for, of all people, Kenny Pickett.
Kenny
but-
Pickett,
Yep.
the man.
Kenny Pickett. He doesn't even have a starting role anymore. So.
That's the funniest thing ever.
Yep.
Pittsburgh, man.
We're in a great spot here.
Um,
But Super Bowl or bust
Do you
for us.
think you'd be a buyer or a seller this year at the deadline, or would
I
you
don't
just
really
stay
know.
put?
Do you have the cap for that? That's a real question.
We really don't have the cap here. Us Canadian GMs, we are great at our cap management, aren't we, big sir? But yeah, I'd say we're probably gonna just be staying put most of the time. Unless a really good deal.
And last question: where do you see yourself finishing in your division? You think you win it again? You think the Jets assert their soon-to-be dominance over this league, and us peons just have to cower in fear?
I'm hoping to get first, but you know, whenever you're in a division with Envy, you never really know, man.
Nothing's
Well, Miami's dead. Their CPU team for athlete. Yoni's blowing it up in his versus now in Denver. So, yeah. As I said, you have pressure on you, just like last year. You have pressure on you.
Yeah, I don't really know though. With
I got a question. How you gonna stop Brain Row? That's a real question.
honestly, I have no idea.
Break him.
Break him.
Break him.
Break him.
Yeah, in the situation of this division, I'm not too worried about Miami, but the Jets do scare me. And every time I go to New England, I'm afraid that I will just never come back. So, like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure Yoni has multiple torture sites already set up inside of
Gillette Stadium.
That's terrible.
No.
I see why Terry McLaurin went to KC.
And I'm 70% sure that he's burying people underneath the parking garage.
All right, these are some serious accusations. They're kind of believable. They're believable. They're serious, but
They're believable. They're believable. They're credible threats. Okay, well that was short and sweet. There's really not much to talk about with the Bills. I feel like it's the same exact story as last year. Just
plus, you retired.
Run it back and try it again.
Presley, but.
Well, I apologize for the interruption, which was quite funny, but
we'll get you.
Hopefully we can talk again. Maybe talking about trade deadline or possibly playoffs. Yeah. We'll see. But thank you for giving us your input.
On tap, we have is Mr. Canil Mason still in chat? Because
it was a great comment. Thank you, Truck Flipper. He's a true supporter, man.
See, he is. It was.
Hopefully, I do come here next time I'm out. I'm here. If it's not, then that's rough. See ya.
Next time you're up here, it's gonna be better. You're gonna get longer TV time.
Yeah.
So, is Canil Mason here? Because I saw you were in chat. Because we might make an audible if the Colts GM is still up to talk. We will be down for that. Shane, are you down with that? If the Colts,
if he wants to, we could fit him in. I feel like we could do that to compensate for.
I feel like
for that.
Alright. Just join this call. Alright, it's Neil. What up?
Hold on. I can barely hear you. Hold on.
Alright, hold on.
There we go.
Get set.
We'll mute my PC and everything so that we can do this correctly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can.
The production quality has gone up on this show.
We can hear just you and not everything else.
All right. What's up, y'all? What's poppin'?
How's it been?
Man, we still got 16 viewers. Look at us.
That's what I'm saying. Add in the Colts GM. That's what I'm saying. The views are still there.
Cool.
But how you been, Neil?
I've been all right, man. It's been interesting getting back into it at the time I have right now. I'm glad I've been able to witness that stream with Hill yesterday and even this one with you guys. You guys seem to really have really expanded with this, and it was really awesome to see. Obviously, I was kind of MIA a lot of this past season or so in the XCAA. I've been going through a lot of personal stuff, honestly. A lot of personal things been going on. It's stressed me out, but you know.
Is it a job? Because last I knew, you had a good job. I be seeing on the Instagram story, your quotes, your daily quotes. I be seeing that.
The job is good. I mean, honestly, what happened was essentially, I won't get into detail about it, but actually, I got arrested for something, so I'm having to fight a case and everything. So it was a whole big old deal. So I've been stressed out. So I'm glad I'm back in here with this, but it's all good. It's nothing too serious. No, I ain't going to jail. Don't worry. But
all right, that's good because we can't. The production. I'm messing with you. I love you, bro. I just hope everything's better. But all I gotta say is before we get this is definitely gonna make a great soundtrack, great album. You know, the real till till 3. You know,
Man, I need to drop something. It's been like 3 years, bro.
bro.
Oh my
Since-
God.
When you posted, this is just catching up. Don't get your panties in a bunch. This is for HFL. But when you said 3 years for make that shit back, I'm like, what? It ain't been no 3 years, but
It has.
it's been 3 years, man.
Gotta drop something. I got some stuff in the works.
Damn,
I mean,
Dalton. Damn. Damn.
rap career, I'm weak. I mean, like, y'all, like some of y'all, if y'all ever watch my streams, y'all come and watch my streams, and when I'm not working, I typically play like unreleased music I have and stuff like that, or some ton of stuff.
Bro, you screwed me over, on them Instagram and stuff, the Spotify, no more music on the Spotify, Apple Music. I'm like, how am I supposed to post nil music now?
Hey man, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get. I've been.
I'm trying to teach these Midwest folk, this Cali rap over here. My boy.
I got you, bro.
I can't. I'm like, how am I supposed to, drop, man? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I love you.
No, all love, truly.
All right,
Truly.
Niners.
Well,
Niners.
Yes.
No ring nil lives on another year. I had to get that in. I'm sorry.
All good. It's not no worries. It's a brand new universe and everything, fresh start. So I'm not really even gonna worry about that. If only one team has a ring this time around right now, so we good.
All right, but how do you feel about the draft? You came in late. As you said, you're kind of getting back. You said that stream got you back into HFL. The energy's there. We good community, still the same members, added a few. Slowly growing. Rome wasn't built in a day, but we're trying to get like this with the your basketball. I want 2 leagues, both going back and forth with this, but you're back now.
Yes.
And I hope it's permanent. I understand life comes in the way, but your one draft pick you kind of had, he was a hidden dev. So is that a sign that you still got it?
I like to think so. I mean, I'm kicking myself that I haven't been able to keep up with Gold Series the way I want to. I've been as far as even the Saints series, I've been more with the Cajun Six. So I've seen some of the stuff like that, but I haven't been able to keep up with all the videos. Again, I've been crazy busy. Life has been extremely hectic. So I knew Crawford was a baller, and I watched him play. So I felt comfortable taking him, but I was actually pretty happy with the job that my scouts did with me being out of the picture. For a little bit, I gave them the opportunity to make some picks with our first 3 picks, and while they weren't flashy picks by any means, I like that we felt we filled needs, right? I believe D'Angelo's will start at center. Most likely, Jonathan Miller will start at free safety, and Burnett's going to start at left outside linebacker. So just from those 3 picks, even though they're all normal dev, they're going to be able to be on the field right away. So and I think that's going to be something that's.
No, I was saying, so they're going to be starters. That answers my second question because draft grades. I would say we're pretty rough on it, but at the end of the day, we're just analysts over here. We could be totally wrong about any of this, but it sounds like you like your draft. It's like you have a plan, you have a future. Yes, I said the word, you have a plan, but at the end of the day, it just depends on the GM if they're willing to develop these guys, and it sounds like you're willing to develop them.
I am.
I like that.
I am, and I the way I see it is that the Niners, as we're currently constructed in real life, I feel like in a lot of ways, and especially currently when I wasn't able to really participate in free agency, maybe the way I should have. I'll probably be very active in this little preseason free agency for the free agents that are left to kind of fill in some holes. But we're top heavy. We have a lot of great players, yes, but we don't have a lot of players that are fantastic, like all around it in that sense. So like the idea as far as players like Deebo Samuel, right? Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, on paper we're loaded. But when it comes to us, we don't have those depth pieces, excuse me, and I think that costs us in big games, right? Our offensive line breaks down, or a cornerback misses a slot corner is not in the right position, and it ends up hurting us. But something wrong with my mic or something? Can you guys not hear me?
No, I hear you fine.
We're just listening. Just listening.
No,
Let you complete your thought.
Oh, okay.
We're listening.
But yeah, so I really am happy with the idea that we filled holes in positions of need. And at the same time, I did get a player that I do believe I really want to develop in Ben Crawford. I really do believe, and while he's not necessarily the best athlete or has a standout skill right away, I just truly believe in his intangibles. I watched a lot of his games at ULM, and he made play after play after play when they needed him. And I believe truly he was the engine that kept that offense going. So I do believe he'll be a great fit here, and he'll be another in the long list of 5th round draft picks that have been hits for us, including George Kittle and Hufanga.
Ooh, now you answered one of the questions all in this perfect. I'm fine. So that means you get a bonus question. Deebo Samuel, running back,
Yes.
the wide back. IRL they do this, but you like, I'm going full in with this. Tell us like how you're gonna map this out. Like, what's the plan here?
So, unfortunately, with the way kind of Madden is set up, right? The way to do the wide back role as it's truly intended to be with him as a receiver that kind of plays running back, is not really doable. So I have to kind of flip it, and I think that's okay. And that's another reason why I drafted 2 pass catchers in this draft. I'm not expecting Crawford to maybe be a big time contributor his rookie year, but I do expect James Louis to play a big role in terms of as a receiver for us. We also signed Marvin Jones to go next to Ayuk, as well as second-year speedster Danny Gray. So we like our depth at the receiver position. We might even use Juwan Jennings again in that role as well. But Deebo, we felt like we really want to run the football, and while we love Elijah Mitchell, he has had some issues staying healthy. And Deebo, we believe, has the opportunity to really be the best running back in the league. But he's going to still split time. He'll mention a little bit earlier, he will be the second string, like full-time running back. So Mitchell will still get those first starting carries, while Deebo will play primarily the third down running back spot as well as our primary slot receiver. So there's a certain package in the 49ers playbook called the Deebo package that only triggers for the second string running back. So he'll get all those carries already, as well as ability to still play some wide out. But if you really watch Deebo play, and I'm so sure many of you guys have, he is a really good receiver. I'm not hating on him, but his strength isn't route running or blocking people or things like that. It's his ability to run after the catch, right? To create plays. So why not just continue to give him the ball and put the ball in our best players' hands more often?
I respect it. Now, you said Mitchell's gonna be your RB1, right?
Correct. Yes. But
now,
Deebo
I
is
got a
going to.
question. Do you trust him to be RB1, or are you gonna be looking in free agency for a true RB1? Like, do you think he's the guy?
I really believe in Elijah Mitchell. I'm a big fan of his in real life and in Madden. I think he typically progresses fairly well. He's still a young guy. He's only going into year 3 this year, almost of 80 overall or so. So I feel pretty comfortable with him. It's more, honestly, as long as he can be solid, not fumble, which he rarely does, I'm perfectly fine with him. He's essentially, I don't need him to be giving me huge plays, giving me a bunch of 40-yard runs or things like that. That's why we're going to have Deebo in that position to create those big plays. But I just need Elijah to be solid, to be able to consistently fall forward, to run hard, to not fumble my football, and not miss assignments and make good plays. And that's something he's proven that he's been able to do consistently in his first 2 years in the league.
All right, that was good. Now, who would you say is the crown jewel of this rookie class? I've probably already figured the answer, but who would you say the crown jewel is?
I'm going to surprise you, actually. I believe the crown jewel is John Jackson from Kentucky.
Really?
Oh.
The last.
And the reason why I say that is because at that point, I wasn't sure who I was going to select. We're currently looking through some players, and to be able to find a starter, again, I believe John Jackson will start for us this year at our left guard position. Or right guard position, one of the guard positions, he will start as a rookie. I think he's good enough to be to earn that role, and to be able to do that and get that in the 6th round, or even I believe the 7th round.
Yeah, 7th round pick.
Is really, really impressive, and it's something that we're really happy with. And again, good offensive linemen are not always easy to come by, especially young ones. And he's a heck of a player, and we're excited to have him. And I'll say my honorable mention will be James Louis. For those who know, he's going to kind of play that young Malachi Hendricks role, while George Kittle was still there in those past years when he would play that tight end 2 receiver edge role. Louis going to try to.
I didn't realize he was like that. I didn't realize Louis was like that. I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
I respect your
Yeah.
transition.
Yeah, so he actually went up in overall moving to tight end. So we're going to actually kind of use him a little bit there. Obviously, Kittle's going to be the primary tight end, but to be out, try to get Louis some more snaps, he's going to split time between tight end and receiver.
I respect it. All right, now what are your expectations for this year, and what will you consider a success?
Truly, I believe we have to think about competing for a Super Bowl. Obviously, we didn't have a strong year last year. At the very least, we need to get closer. At the very least, we need to make the playoffs, make a deep run, because the idea is at this point we only have 2 years left of Trey's rookie deal, and we have to take advantage of that. So I need to see progress. That's really what I see. I know we started off strong last year, but we finished poorly. So I need to see some progress in terms of our ability to finish and complete a 17-game season and hopefully make a playoff run. Again, Super Bowl is the goal. I do believe we're talented enough to do that. But if not, even a deep run is something I will accept, with the idea then we're going all the fuck in the next year on the last year of Trey's rookie deal. That would be essentially kind of the plan there. But the idea right now is that Trey, you had a year to develop now, right? Obviously he won't get that in real life, but in Madden he's gotten a year to develop. So we're expecting him to take a step in the right direction. And again, with the running game going to get a boost with Debo getting more carries, I do believe that it is possible that it's going to be really effective. And yeah, kind of roll from there.
All right, now will you be a buyer or a seller this year? Will you just like stay quiet, stay put?
I would say we're definitely more in the buyers category now, but I will say it depends on how the season goes, right? If we start off really poorly again, the reality is, right, we might have to say, okay, maybe Trey, it still needs more time to develop, and the rest of the team right now is good, but not good enough to win a Super Bowl. And if we're really at that point where I feel like we're not going to be competitive and we might need to tear it down, then there might be time to look at trading some of the veterans like a Trent Williams, a Jimmy Ward, or a George Kittle even in those situations. But I would say that's unlikely, right? Because I do believe that we're a good team. And I do believe that with Trey another year in, adding some of the rookies that we did, and again, I will add to sign some depth at some of our positions before the season starts. But I do feel like we got better. Mike McGlinchey is a good right tackle. I wish him luck wherever he signed, but I do believe Isaiah Wynn is an upgrade, especially when it comes to pass protection. So we're feeling pretty comfortable going into the year. Again, Trey's going into year 3, kind of really year 2 for him, but we're expecting a big leap from him and this offense in general.
All right, now where do you see yourself finishing in your division this year? You know, you said Super Bowl aspirations, so I'm assuming you want to say first place.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the goal, right? At the end of the day, we've got to get in, right? There's good teams also in the division, including the Rams, right? The Cardinals can be a team that can cause issues as well. And Seattle got a lot better this year. I believe Darnell is a hell of a quarterback, as well as some of the signings that Arizona did and all these other teams. They made moves. And while we were pretty quiet this offseason, I'd say in a lot of ways, and just kind of trusting our unit, while we believe that chemistry and kind of that lack of
internal improvement.
Exactly, right? So that lack of roster turnover, I believe will be helpful for us in terms of chemistry and things of that nature. But I mean, other teams will be good as well, and we're not expecting to coast by any means, right? The Rams just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago, so we're going to continue to treat every game like it's extremely important. But obviously, yeah, expectations are to win the division outright. Especially if we're trying to win a Super Bowl, we'd love to get an idea to get a home game on the way there. So that was obvious, but we'll see.
And to follow up on this last question before we send you on your way, what's your thoughts on your division this year? Like on your divisional opponents? You know, we've actually had 2 of your divisional rivals in this podcast today. Like anything you want to say? Like what's your thoughts on them?
I think that both of those GMs are fantastic at what they do, and it's I really am looking at it as the challenge. You know, it's an opportunity for me to be able to truly test my ability to be an effective GM. One of the things in the last HFL, right, is honestly, it felt like there was a bit of a revolving door in terms of my division, right, and owners there. The year before, in terms of who was running the Arizona Cardinals, there was a few different owners for Seattle, or things like that. But Truck and as well as Dalton are fantastic GMs. They're going to do their homework, right? They're not going to make they're going to work hard, and that's going to force me to work hard, and I'm excited for that. And it's going to bring the best out of me. I have a bit of a head start, I feel like, on those two franchises just based on the state of my team, right? But they're I can tell they're catching up fast.
I will say the Cardinals did add Saquon Barkley, Jesse Bates, and Josh Allen.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So they're they're catching up fast. Arizona's going to be a tough battle. But and as well, again, we can't ever forget about the Rams and the stars they have there. But we still, I believe in my team. I truly do. I don't think we have at this point, really, just looking at the roster, besides us needing to sign a kicker and a punter, we don't have a huge hole. I don't think we have positions where we're not necessarily strong, but no, I don't think clear weaknesses, and that's something that I feel pretty good about.
All right, Shane, do you have any more questions for Neil today?
Nah, I've got nothing. Thanks for stopping by, talking about your team.
No problem. Y'all let me know when you guys are wrapping up. I'm gonna kind of keep checking in. I'm gonna be kind of in and out. I'm gonna grab some dinner, but after y'all are done, for anyone that's watching, again, I am down. If you need some more entertainment, I will be on 2K. As soon as they wrap up, we'll continue with my little new league / experiment.
And NBL, it's back.
But a little different this time. So it's a little bit of a twist. I think a lot of y'all will enjoy it. So please feel free to stop by.
Is I got to get back into it, and Shane, you got to get your ass and join it. So that's
yes, sir.
I got to.
You got to.
I got to do it.
And added in it.
I'm just bullying him into it, psychologically, guilt trip him.
Used your NCAA 10 thing, and because we're in the 90s right now, you could be like a retro type of deal. That'd be fire.
Oh, granted, his server's dead because he slacked, but
yeah.
Well, we gotta.
I'm the head mod over in HFL now.
Yeah.
Things change.
Hill paid him, and
he poached me.
But he just poached him.
Damn.
We gotta get to these other GMs, so let me get this other GM in call.
Having me and go Niners.
All
right. Thanks.
All right. We have the Detroit Lions general manager in this call, I guess.
We're just gonna do me and you, and then we've been going over 3 hours. Whoa, wow, 3 hours. Woo, that's the longest show. I think our first one was just at 3 hours. We're gonna go over though.
Yeah. But we've had more general managers.
Yeah, for real.
And I was gonna ask.
I guess just grill me about my team.
Alright. How do you feel about your draft? Honesty.
I loved the first part of it, kind of tapered off near the end, but I'm feeling really good about this class. Marcus Armstrong, I think he's the dude. John McKenzie, he's a freak. If he doesn't work out, so be it, but I had to take a chance on a guy with that physical profile. Skylar Young, super fast, big wide receiver. I feel like he and Armstrong are going to team up to be a really special duo, along with him and JMO. Aaron Chavez, funny thing, I didn't really even have him too high on my board, but all the other options had been taken, so I was like, you know what? We do need a running back. Let's go for it, and it turns out he's just a burner. I underestimated how fast he was actually going to be. And then Tavian Jackson, we did need extra depth at running back because we'd only have like 3 bodies if we didn't draft him. So I figured, yeah, that's probably a good thing to get. Brandon Hill, just another speedy guy. He's just fast. I valued speed a lot in this. And then last 3 picks, not really anything to write home about, I would say. Jared McCoy, Alfonso Hickman, Clinton Taylor. A lot of guys that I had on my board liked a little bit. I don't think they're going to be huge impacts though. Besides maybe Clinton Taylor, because he's actually going to be starting at middle linebacker for me. So
You see, yeah, so yeah, imagine him right now just listening, like, oh, these last three, and he's like, oh, this dude's gonna be starting.
I'm sorry, Clinton, but you gotta be that dude.
You gotta be better.
You gotta
I've
prove to
noticed
me
with your
that
draft,
sixth round pick.
You know, I feel like you kind of combined Envy and I in a way. Envy, sort by speed. We can see that by your draft. And just draft physical specimens. Skylar Young, 6'6", John McKenzie, 7 foot. So I feel like, you know, you learned. You're like, you know what? This is how you win.
I adopted strategies from the two people who dominated the most last year. Yep.
So you're like, this is how I win. And you know what? I respect it because you're forcing me to having to counteract. I have to find someone big enough to stop John McKenzie, and I have to find people that can be able to catch Skylar Young, Aaron Chavez, and Brandon Hill. I don't have to worry about Tavian Jackson. My punter could catch up to him.
Dang.
But,
That's a low blow, isn't it?
Say if you want.
All right. Next question.
Yeah, 6 out of 8 titles. Yeah, combined Envy and I. But
6 of the 8. Yeah, there's
now,
8
what kind
seasons.
of role will some of the rookies be playing their first year?
Well,
first off,
Marcus Armstrong, he's the guy at quarterback. He's the starter.
yeah, he's already got
day
that
one.
franchise tag. He's already got, you know, the player tag.
John
now.
McKenzie and Aleem McNeil, probably gonna split reps at D tackle. It's probably gonna be pretty even between those two. I like them both, but they're about the same caliber of player in my eyes right now. So they're just gonna split snaps. Goof, Jared Goof, he's still on the team. He's gonna be the backup now. Skylar Young, he's gonna be out at wide receiver too. Well, actually, it is kind of an open competition between him and Jamo for who's going to be on which end, who's going to be wide receiver 1 and 2. But they're very similar wide receivers, both super fast. It's just going to be a matter of preference, I think. Aaron Chavez, he's going to slot right in there at like third down back and change of pace back. Tavian Jackson, I think he's going to be mostly depth. We'll see if an injury forces him into a bigger role. He'll be the power back. Brandon Hill, he's just going to be depth for wide receiver 4. He'll probably get in a little bit. Clinton Taylor, he's going to be starting at middle linebacker. Then the other two guys are just going to be depth. Hickman and McCoy, probably not a starting role for either of those guys into the first year.
All right, I got a plan for that. Now, who would you say is the crown jewel of this rookie class? You know,
I think the crown jewel is probably Aaron Chavez. It was a shock to me how fast this dude is. Like I knew he was one of the faster guys, but 99 speed and Excel. That's gonna be dangerous. He was my most impressive pick. I think the 3 guys before him, all great players, but I just didn't expect it, so it's a nice surprise.
now, what are your expectations for this year, and what would you consider success?
I definitely think we're better than a 5-win team this year. With how the defense looks, I'm not gonna hide that this unit's probably not going to do too well. It's definitely lacking in talent still. I would say 7 wins is what I'd be looking for. I think we're good enough to win that many games. I don't think playoffs is quite in the cards for us yet. But if it is, I'll take it. I'd like a playoff berth. That sounds fun.
All right. Now, are you gonna be a buyer, a seller, or are you just gonna stay quiet this year when it comes to the trade market?
I could definitely see me being a seller. There are a couple pieces that I think I could shop away and get some returns on. But yeah, I definitely not buying. I don't think we're in the position to be doing that yet.
Truck Flipper sees 7 wins for you. I see about the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, where do you see yourself finishing in the division this year?
That's tough because I feel like every team in the division had a decent draft. I mean, the Packers Packers did fine. I got a right guard that I think is going to be solid. Carlos Nixon. You could do a lot worse than that. Deion Flynn, a nice low flyer pick there. Jermaine Johnson, I feel like that's kind of a waste pick. So I think the Packers are still the team to beat. They still have the best team, I think. Chicago, really like their first 2 picks. I really do. I'm really a believer in my offense, though. I'll say we finished 3rd ahead of Chicago, but I could see us finishing last just because I think the division is pretty good all around this year.
You got any? Yep. Nope. I don't think we have any questions. That was.
That's my outlook. That's how I think it's gonna play out this year for us. Now I get to grill you.
Yeah. Let me get the other GM. Oh wait, I'm here to end us off.
All right. Let's get these questions pulled
Grill
up.
me. Give me that pure hatred. Wait, what's our game called again? The Snowball? Wait, do we even have a game? Wait,
I don't know.
Are we the Snowball? I think we're the Snowball game.
I've never heard of that. Well, how did you feel about your draft?
I loved it. I got everyone that I wanted and some surprises. What I mean is, look, you were the only guy when it came to keeping the cards, like when it came to quarterbacks. We knew who I wanted, who I scouted the most, and it's like who I think would be.
I had to do the misdirection. I got healed bad with that. He thought no one was looking at Armstrong.
And then I think, because he thought Armstrong was going to fall to him because he had us right before the draft. He's like, oh, there's this one guy I'm hoping falling. He kept having his name. I'm like, name it. He's like, no, it's Marcus Armstrong. I'm like, I didn't name that because I thought he was going to be gone. He's like, really? All the people that I was talking to was like, not going to pick him. But I give you your props. I think I fed Kyle Williams propaganda to the media, and they just kind of ran with it. I generally thought that.
It's the perfect lie.
And, I loved it. Before I get into draft, Armstrong and Burgess had that legendary game in college, the first ever ACA game, multiple overtime, and that rivalry is going to grow. I see Skylar Young and Chris Baker, speed for speed. I see that being a great rivalry. I hate your guts, but I respect you. I don't like you, but I respect you. That's how it's got to be, and you're having to force.
The feeling is mutual.
Yeah, you're having to force me to better myself as no.
The awning game. Florida and Hawaii.
Yeah, yep, the awning game. That's what we're dubbing it. But yeah, everyone knew I wanted Burgess. I knew Giants wanted Willows. I kept calling that one. And then Seattle wasn't slick. People knew I wanted Burgess, but I fed the whole rain. Looking back, I was
How
like,
many
damn.
people expected the Lions to get Marcus Armstrong? I'm curious. How many people saw that coming?
Not me.
I purposely played that. Played the long game there.
Not me. Not me. But it's just one of those.
Had to keep my cards close to my chest.
But it's one of those. Burgess was my guy. I knew. And then pick 26, 29, I was up in air. I knew I wanted Patton with one of them, but with the way the board was falling, Cantrell had fallen, Poole had fallen, some of my other targets had fallen, and I was like, I thought Robbie Ford, because, before I made the trade for Matthew Judon, I'll go into that in a few, I had signed Deron Payne and then Yannick, so all I needed was, we run a 3-4 here, so we just needed 3 linemen. I needed one decent one, a good rookie to play on that D-line, and I would have been happy with that. I would have been content, but I was like, you know what? I think Robbie's going to fall a few more slots to 29. I'm like, I got to take Patton. Burgess, we had conversations with him. He wanted his guys. Caleb Tidmore wants his guys. You get a franchise quarterback, he wants his guys. Odell's here in Minnesota now because Justin Jefferson wanted that LSU connection. So it's just all about
Justin.
Yeah, it's all about Justin. This is really Justin's team. I wanted my quarterback. He was fine with Justin. Justin was fine with Jimmy. Jimmy wanted, some of his guys. I'm like, I got to get him. I'm like, Patton, injury concerns, he had fallen down the board, I would say, a whole lot because of injury concerns. He was out for half of the season last year, but he came back towards the end to play in a conference championship game in the Rose Bowl against NC State. But it's just one of those. I have high hopes for my first two picks. And as I said, pick 29, Robbie Ford was picked by Dallas. Great pick by Dallas. Robbie Ford, I had him as the best D tackle. As one of the best D tackles.
Getting Chris Baker at 29 is.
I did not have him on my board. Just to see Chris Baker, I had the number one cornerback. I thought that two truck flipper. Once I saw a different name than Kyle Williams, I thought he went with Jimmy Burgess. I thought it was just you mother, but he did
shot
it.
Across the bow. Oh man.
But back to
them's fighting words.
But Baker, I didn't have him on board because I thought he was going to pick top 10, maybe top 15. And just to see him fall and just to see him I invested, removed Armani Hooker from free safety to cornerback.
Men like Matt Smith were picked above Chris Baker, by the way.
That's one of those. It's all right.
And Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, putting salt on the wound, but I do think Chris Baker, he's going to have that chip on his shoulder. We have great wide receiver room, and I think that's just going to make him better. He's got, I said, that chip on his shoulder from falling to 29, almost to the second round, but that's just one of those best available picks. He's going to be starting day one. We got Jace Horn, Chris Baker, Amani Hooker is going to be moved over to the corner. I did my research on him. He played a little bit of cornerback, linebacker in college. I asked Teaspoon what his thoughts were, our resident Iowa guy, and he was like, oh, he was a pretty good cornerback. Never let, he always got in front of the ball and all that. I'm like, that's all I need to hear. Then my second pick is, Brolo. He was honestly on my radar because I didn't expect him to fall. You see a 6'8" tight end that can catch. I'm like, you know what? I might, but the luxury pick, I'm like, there's this one dude you knew before Jimmy Burgess. There is this one dude I harped on about, Davin Cruthers. That man, injury concerns, him and Patton, that's one of the big things about them was the injury concerns, great medical test, when we did it with them, but Cruthers, he's an athlete, he's a stud, best coverage safety in this class. I couldn't let him go. And then Greg Lewis, if we're going non-kayfabe here, it's I knew Greg Lewis was going to be a normal dev. I knew my streak was going to end, and I was perfectly fine with that. We had let multiple running backs go. We traded Dalvin Cook, Madison went. Some Lewis.
So you were in sort of the same running back situation as I was.
Yes,
had to get bodies in there.
See, that's the thing. People want to judge us at first, be seeing, why you go two running backs? But it's once you realize we let these pieces go, and Patton and Lewis, they were both 1-2 punches in Hawaii. Burgess, we're going to try to bring a little bit of Hawaii offense over here too, mixed in with Caleb Tidmore's defensive style and all that. So it's just one of those, making the offense easier for our rookie quarterback while mixing with the talent that he has. It's just, if he gets his two running backs, running backs kind of make a team. I believe that. I just need that 1-2 punch. And then Lance Arias, he was someone I had projected 5th round, got him late 4th round with my Eagles pick. He was a lot of my picks were taken right before that, so I'm just I like this dude out of Grambling State. I've always had a great history with HBCU players, and I'm just you know what, I'm gonna try to hit this man right here. He has great stats. He's 6'3", 250. He's a tackle machine. That's one of the things that I liked about him was a tackle, and I'm I gotta pick him. To my surprise, he was a hidden dev. LaRue, 6'4", 190.
LaRue.
He's going to be a project guy. 70 overall. He's not bad. He's going to be a special teamer. I'm going to try to get him some snaps this year. Maybe possible linebacker. I don't know. It all depends on how this first year goes with him. Jeremy Stanley, a hit power, a tackle. One of the highest tacklers in this class. Get him 6th round. He's going to be starting. And then Cristiano Fernandez, like Chris Baker. I'm how did this guy fall? He's one of the fastest players in this year's draft.
I had him on my board, but I'd already picked 2 wide receivers. So I was that'd been overkill if I took another one.
And then he had one of the best verticals, 6 foot, decent. this man sounds like a slot machine right here. He can out jump people too. It's like, it's a luxury pick here. But yeah, that's my class. Alden's gonna be starting. Patton's gonna be the third down back. LaRue, he's gonna be.
Well, you basically answered the second question here. Oh, well,
Yeah.
who would you say is the crown jewel? Who's your favorite that you got here?
If hit.
And why is it
crown
Chris
jewel-
Baker?
I was gonna say Jimmy, but then you said Chris Baker. That man was not supposed to fall. He's a stud. He's better than Warbridge. I got into with a media member this year. Well, another fellow executive of the league, saying because we were both scouting. It was at the Tennessee Kentucky game, and he was like, "Warbridge, the top cornerback." He was like, "I'm like, no, that's Chris Baker. He's fast. He has great coverage skills. He's a great man-to-man guy. He can improve on zone, but not a lot of rookies come in being the best zone guy. So it's one of those we just got developed. But man, he's fast. He can stick to his guy, and it's just like that's what we want is a man-to-man, cornerback here. That's it. He's going to be cornerback one here. Jace Horn. All of our guys, they're going to be playing. So, and the hidden gem, Lance Arias and Cristiano Fernandez.
Oh, you're bugging out.
Hold up, I'll fix it.
A little delay.
All right, so did anyone get what I said like the past few?
Yeah, you were good. It just started bugging out right at the end there.
All right,
well,
perfect.
Expectations for this year. What are you expecting from the Vikings this year? What do you want to see?
Well, I wanted us to be a fringe playoff team, but after making a move for Matthew Judon, I had to. I'm like, I have to say playoff expectations now. And it's one of those, you got to utilize these rookie contracts while you can. The O-line, just watch in the coming days. I'm going to shore that up. I'm going to fix that. As I said, with the D-line situation, we were missing that one piece. I converted one of my linebackers over there.
I wouldn't know about offensive line problems.
You don't, but you know about defensive problems, though. And that's something that was like, I had that missing piece.
I'm embracing it.
To the edge. I move on my linebackers to the
70
edge,
overall defenses are better anyway.
That's true. But I saw Matthew Judon. I'm like, you know what? He has 2 years left. Expensive contract. We had the cap space to have him this year and possibly next year. So it's just one of those things. We gave up. I can't. I'm fine with giving up picks. Cameron Dantzler. We're fine with giving up. We just had a loaded cornerback room after coming into free agency in the draft, not really having the best of cornerback rooms. Patrick Peterson was really the guy for us. Legend in his own right, but it's just one of those things like we got to move on. We got to rebuild, and yeah, it's those are my expectations. And my expectations this year is Chris Baker, defensive player of the year, Davin Cruz rookie defensive player. I'm not putting defensive player of the year expectations on day one.
Oh God, you're bugging. Again. We only have 2 questions left. You gotta make it. You gotta make it through this.
I'm trying to make it through. But Baker, Davin Cruz, defensive rookie of the year, and then Jimmy Burgess, offensive rookie of the year. I think he has to help him out. He's got Odell. He's got Adam Thielen. T. Higgins, actually, the tight end. It's one of those things. We want to utilize his size. Caleb Tidmore loves receivers at tight end, back in his playing days. And then, of course, Justin Jefferson. So,
no excuse.
No excuse. I'm not going to say Jimmy, he's a rookie. But I will say he should be a contender.
I don't know, man. The competition's going to be fierce.
It is going to be fierce, but I feel like he has the best set of weapons compared. Seattle, it's got 2 great wide receivers, but does he have a running back that he can throw to? Does he have, 4 great wide receivers? And you got Cristiano thrown in there. We have the speed. We have the talent. It's just one of those. I feel like he has the best case, for a rookie, best set of weapons.
Okay, so you're talking playoff expectations. That mean you're going to be a buyer at the deadline?
I really have nothing to sell. I do have my first round pick next year, and I have 3 seconds. Mine, Carolinas, and then Bengals. That Carolina one, that's kind of my crown jewel. we all think first rounders are crown jewels and all that, but when you get a possibility of a high second and with the way that franchise is looking, I'm I'm praying that's gonna be
Eating
early
good tonight.
second. They kind of screwed me over. I wouldn't say they screwed me over. I got Chris Baker, so I thank them. But it's just one of those. I'm a possible buyer. I've used up my 2 trades. I have to. I had a deal in the works for a lineman. You know, for a few linemen, but I saw the way free agency was looking. I'm like, I could get some of these guys and keep 25K channel points and keep some draft capital. So yeah,
All
I
right,
might stay
so
quiet. I might stay quiet
stay
depending
quiet.
on yeah,
Um,
stay quiet is probably the picture.
so season expectation. Where do you think you'll finish in the NFC North this year? I'm expecting you to finish second. I still think the Packers are a little bit better, but
You see, I was looking at the Packers, my defense, I shored it up. My secondary is young, loosening the cornerbacks, it's gonna be tested. Linebackers, we had Troy Dye last year. My linebackers, it was survival of the fittest. Let's see what y'all guys got. Troy Dye, Braun Samoa. They did the job last year, having a linebacker. Troy Dye tied for INTs in the league with 7. So him and Osmo is going to be starting middle linebackers with the 2 rookies. So it's one of those. Can my defense hold up? And with the O line, I just got to get 2 O linemen to fill up these holes in the gap. And I trust my offense. Uh, I see our division. Our division does not believe in defense. So can I beat you in a shootout? The Lions, that's going to be a shootout. We brought the Big 12 over here. And
all offense.
can our
All offense
defense
over
get a
here.
stop? As I said, my D line it's damn good. I paid a lot for Deron Payne and Yannick, and I got Judon. So they're
Hey,
some of the
Midland
highest paid guys.
Odessa. It's like
Yeah,
old times.
all times, no defense. And I see the Bears. The Bears are improving, but I just don't really see anything in the Bears. You did sweep us last year, but I'll let you have that. I'll take that one to the chin. But we're still gonna be competitive this year, you and I against each other. But the Packers, I think I could take them. They don't have wide
Oh.
receivers, and their defense, they don't really have the best D line. They're missing a lot of pieces. So
And they didn't draft
Ju-
any. Interesting.
that's the thing. They did draft a D lineman rookie, but it's one of those. I could see us going one. It just depends on how preseason's looking. But I want to see first to second in my division. But I see wild card.
All right.
I will give you that. But yeah, I've enjoyed this long ass show.
Almost
had a
3.5 hours. Good conversations.
Our first
One-
commercial break was pretty good, 2
Yeah.
minutes. Our second one was like 10 minutes of just pure laughter, but
Yeah, that was something. How about we do, let's? That was something I wouldn't want to experience again. But
it was a great once in a lifetime experience. But yeah, let's not have that happen again. But Polk, I will promise you, as a co-owner, we will get you more TV time.
Yeah. To the guys who stuck out and watched this whole thing, thank you very much. It's been good. Been looking to do this more often. Not sure when the next one will be. But
we just gotta get with
most of the shows
like-
are going to be on weekends. That's when I have the time. That's when Braden's going to have the time. So
Yeah, that's when like during the weekdays, it's just like I want to do like a weekly recap kind of since we're going back to the slow pace of it. And
Yeah.
then GM wise, I kind of want that to be a special thing, like getting all the GMs. But if y'all do have free time and want to get like, we've already got the GMs on this show already, so I kind of want to give like a little breather. Like, but if we do have the opportunity to get new GMs on the show, I wouldn't mind that in our weekly recaps, so we could get their insights onto how they feel so far about their team.
yeah.
But the trade deadline is going to be a big one. That's halfway through the season, so I'm looking. That's probably gonna be our next longest show this lengthwise. Other than that, I see hour long, maybe depending if we get 1 or 2 new GMs. But I do thank Shane here. He makes this all happen. I give him shit about him passing me.
I'm the one on OBS
followers.
on my computer, my screen that you're all seeing.
And his channel, I have to hear him passing me up, but it's just one of those things. I'm not.
Yo, if any of you guys
jealous of
haven't followed already, make sure to hit that follow. I think all
But
of you all followed.
I
but
have fun with
just
this.
in case.
I do thank Dalton for adding insight when it comes to the Cajun 6, I'm not as educated on it. I'm going to try to get more educated on these fallen classes. But I do thank him for that, giving us a third voice, three opinions. I see the draft grades here. You're going to see that later. Hold on, is there a vault for that
Hmm?
could be possibly made? Like a draft grades kind of like for each analyst, kind of? Is that a possibility?
I could do that.
And then I'll just type it in. But it's
Yeah.
one of those things like I kind of want to keep it year in and year out. And then, years now we can see, damn, I was wrong on that.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it
But,
for
but,
posterity. Yeah. But yeah,
but,
let's wrap this up. We're almost at 3.5 hours.
hold
Thank
on.
you. So,
Yeah.
thank y'all so much for watching.
I'm gonna give a shout out to all the people that watched, and before we gotta be thank you Gold, thank you Polk, thank you Reform, thank you Truck Flipper, thank you Neil, Dalton, Hill, Teaspoon for popping by and watching for a while. Thank you to the Colts GM and yeah.
Yeah, you guys
I
made
don't
this a
know if
great
I'm missing
stream.
anyone. Yeah, Big Sir, I can't forget him, and yeah,
All those
that's
comments
it.
about how he's gonna
Garrett
get Justin Herbert.
and Garrett, but yes, I got all the people that I wrote down. But thank you for making this all happen. So, see y'all.
Yeah, we're signing out. Have a good night, everyone.